Ladies, gentlemen, and fruit fans of all kinds, welcome back to CWC 2021. This is the quarterfinals, and today we get to see Hong Kong versus China. This is Snow Leopard, and I'm here with Quentin to cast this match. How are you doing today?
Definitely. I'm doing fine. What about you, Snow? It's quite early for you, isn't it?
It is 8 a.m. and I'm a little bit tired, but honestly, if anything can wake me up, it's a super spicy match like Hong Kong versus China. And yeah, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, you definitely chose the right match. Perhaps get a cup of coffee and then we can get going, right? This one is looking really promising, right? Hong Kong versus China, probably one of the most hyped matches of this weekend. So definitely looking forward to it. What are your thoughts? Because I've been telling all my thoughts for the past hour, so I feel like most people already know what I think about this one, but go ahead.
You know, I've been looking at my pick'ems. That's normally what I go off of because, you know, obviously I want to do well there. And I went China winning 6-3, but this is the one I was the least confident about, and you can see that based on how everyone else voted too. China getting win prediction from only 54% of people. So it's pretty coin flip on this one, just as far as everyone goes, and I have to agree. I threw China 6-3 just because historically China super strong. They almost always are in the top three, sometimes winning, sometimes getting second place. But Hong Kong might be changing that this year.
Yeah, definitely. And we're already hopping in. To quickly recap, the bans were DT1 coming from Hong Kong and Nomad 2 coming from China. So those were of the charts. And I believe Hong Kong chose Nomad 3. And Nomad 3 is a map by GigaChat. It's Dutch Reunion. It's a really high CS map. It's a really odd map, I feel like. Some really odd patterns you really don't play a lot of times. So an interesting choice coming from Hong Kong. I feel like the hardest map from the Nomad pool at least. So interesting to see. I'm expecting quite a lot of misses. Air 8.8 as well. So relatively high CS and low AR combined is going to be quite hard to be catching all the fruits, especially accuracy is going to be quite low on this one.
Yeah, kind of interesting to pick one of the harder maps right off the bat. A lot of times you see teams kind of ease into it, especially without warm-ups this year. Obviously they will have warmed up a bit before the match themselves, but that first map in a match can always be a little bit shaky, but they're going right at it. And it looks like actually they're readying up and the match is going to be starting in just a second here.
Yeah, we're definitely jumping in right away. We see Auto Fanboy, Auto LS, and Sugetsu Kyoko on the Hong Kong side. On the other side, Kovir, Crystal, and Dusk. I feel like these two rosters were predictable somewhat. So these 6 players starting the very first match of the quarterfinals of CBC 2021. Let's get going, shall we?
Jumping right in, and looks like everybody's catching these early stacks pretty well. Oh, so Crystal, though, gonna find an early miss.
Yeah, clearly the map is relatively slow, and that is causing people to perhaps overdash or underdash quite often. So Crystal getting the first drop. Everyone hitting that wiggle, which is probably one of the hardest parts of the map, I feel like, definitely after that stream. Everyone else above that 200 combo mark, except for Crystal. The lead about 40,000 points, I believe. But not as huge as if one of Hong Kong was to miss, because the miss was before 200 combo.
Yeah, that's going to help out China a little bit when they can plot back. They will need Hong Kong miss, and Dusk is actually going to miss. That is the second miss for China now.
It's going to get the map is already halfway. Yeah, indeed, map's already halfway, and all 3 players on the Hong Kong side showing up and holding full combo, whilst on the Chinese side, only Kovir currently with a full combo.
Yes, that third player for Hong Kong definitely wanted to keep an eye out for. I was trying to kind of scout how the teams were looking before this match, and that is one name I was told definitely look out for that guy, Sugetsu Kyoko. Expect great things from him. Auto LS going to be finding a miss.
Yeah, but that miss on its own is just a trade with that early miss from Dusk, so we need to see one more miss coming from Hong Kong, but that is that miss Auto Fanboy missing. Crystal and Dusk trading a double miss coming from China, so that means the lead will increase in favor of Hong Kong, actually. So Sugetsu Kyoko and Kovir, the only full combos. Crystal missing once more. Everyone's struggling on this part. Quite massive. Kovir still holding on.
Yeah, we see about like 3 misses across the board there. Don't think there is.
No, actually, Hong Kong will be taking this one, but actually, the ending part seemed to be quite harsh for everyone. Only full combo on the board is Kovir, the debutant for China. Definitely stepping on this one. But Hong Kong just kept their combos way longer. Crystal and Dusk struggling just a little on this one. But the very first point going to Hong Kong, but it was their pick, so next team to pick is China.
Yeah, I gotta say I'm a little surprised the kind of third players from both China and Hong Kong doing the best here. I would have expected Autolus and AFB to do very well as Crystal and Dusk. They were struggling a little bit at the end, while their third player was holding on pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. And we already see that there are way more misses coming in from both teams on this quarterfinal map, so definitely an increase in difficulty. And we see Hidden 2 coming in, so that is a map mapped by Gemzu. Zut Him, I'm quite sure to pronounce it. I believe it is AR 8.9, so quite an odd AR, but still relatively high, not an AR 8 or even lower as that. So AR 8.9, 2 minutes 30 in length. I'm not too sure how I feel about this map. It's hidden, so it's a little more. It's relatively difficult, I feel like, and an interesting pick coming from China because they don't really have that hidden roster like they used to do from the previous years. Like I believe it's Dusk, Crystal, Nagi. Now they have to find the replacement from Nagi, which is their best hidden player. But I feel like Kovir has been stepping up and he's been doing just fine these previous rounds. Also on the other side, I see Autolus being switched out for Latifah, which is interesting. I feel like Latifah not really known for being a hidden player, so interesting choice coming from Hong Kong, but probably well thought, I do believe.
Yeah, we'll have to see how Kovir steps in to replace Nagi this year for the hidden pool. Like you said, kind of interesting choice to see China picking hidden. Hong Kong definitely well known for their hidden, but at the same time, China known for just being really good all around. So we'll have to see if it works out for them or if Hong Kong's going to get a little kind of advantage here, being on one of their better mods.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like this is probably the hardest hidden map from the pool. Hidden 1 is a little higher AR, but it's relatively, I wouldn't call it easy whatsoever, but just feels more natural than this one. And then Hidden 3 is AR 8 convert, but not too hard either. So they're definitely choosing the most difficult hidden map. But this is coming from a non-hidden player, being myself, so take it with a grain of salt, but I do feel like this is the hardest hidden map in the pool.
Yeah, we're still waiting on that third player from China. It's looking like it's probably going to be Kitakami, but we aren't seeing them on screen yet. They might not be in the right slot.
Yeah, I believe Dusk is going to be that third player in the Chinese team. There's still Kitakami, there is Sianis, and there is, I'm not too sure what the sixth player is actually, or am I missing some? Actually, I'm missing someone. Either way, I do believe, actually, we see Dusk coming in as their third player. That was to be expected, yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised to not see Dusk in there. Looked like he was having some issues joining the lobby. Should be joining back here in a second, though.
Yeah, there we go. I see Kovir is saying Kitakami in the chat might be the replacement of Dusk if he has some connectivity issues, but it seems that he is able to join the room.
Yeah, it's looking like what you see on screen is going to be our final roster as we're going to get started.
Yeah, so we see Latifah Sama coming in from Autolus, and we see the same roster coming from the Chinese side. Hidden 2, 2 minutes 30, AR 8.9.
Really curious to see how this one comes out. If Hong Kong pull out a breakpoint this early on in the match, I'll say I'd be very surprised. Although if they were going to do it on any mod, it would be hidden.
Yeah, breakpoint on this point of the match is not as huge as a breakpoint at a 4-4 scoreline or something, but then again, any breakpoint is welcome, right? So a 2-or scoreline and a 1-1 scoreline are two different things. I can see Hong Kong winning this one. I'm just not certain how these players will perform on this one. The start is relatively slow. You can clearly see all players should be able to get above that 200 combo mark. Actually, never mind against Kyoko. I'm just going to wiggle the very first person around. I missed around 170 combo.
Yeah, so that's going to be the first little early advantage to China. Actually, Sugetsu struggling a little bit more here as well.
I find it interesting that Sugetsu is actually in the room. I believe he was a double-time and hardware player. Perhaps he's able to play some hidden, but he's been struggling relatively a little during the early parts of this map. Everyone else winning gone. Actually, Dusk missing as soon as I said that, so that means there's a 1 minute advantage still in favor of China. Make that 2 because Auto Fanboy trades that miss from Dusk, and make that 3 because Auto Fanboy drops as well. Only 2 full combos to be seen on the Chinese side, none on the Hong Kong side.
Yeah, we're about halfway now, and China has a pretty sizable lead. Sugetsu going to be missing again. Wow, he missed quite a bit there. I believe he missed a hyper. Auto Fanboy also going to be falling.
Yeah, that score is already about 200,000 points. Dusk missing once more, but he's being, I wouldn't call it carried, but these teammates are performing incredibly well. Kovir and Crystal still going to that full combo. And this seems to be a really good choice from China, this pick. Hong Kong struggling a little more than we expected them to struggle on, really.
Yeah, I expected Hong Kong to do really well, but we see yet another miss from them there again. Crystal gonna fall finally. Kovir holding that full combo though. Less than a quarter of the map to go.
Kovir once again, the only full combo in the room. Full combo to last map is the only one in the room, and still holding that full combo. What a really great debutant coming in from him. Latifa Sama missing. Jessica is still not above that 200 combo mark. There's no way Hong Kong's going to be able to take this one. So a clean point for China, and a little worrisome performance coming in from Hong Kong in this hidden pick. It was a really hard hidden map, but then again, they struggled relatively hard. Kyoko only getting about 810,000 points, so relatively small score for them. Kovir once again with that full combo. Definitely great performance coming from him. Back-to-back full combos, being the only person in the room.
Yeah, definitely want to keep your eyes on Kovir beating out Crystal, Dusk, and AFB on a hidden map nonetheless. That is extremely impressive.
Yeah, definitely. We see DT2 coming in. DT1 taking off the table by Hong Kong, so interesting pick coming from them. But DT1 is a Air 8, relatively small CS, kind of weird, flowy pick. Whilst this one is Air 8.8, it's really jumpy. This map is quite jumpy, so it's easy to trip up because just of how fast it's going, but overall this should be... I'm expecting at least a couple of FCs coming from these players.
Yeah, and you can really tell just the raw tournament experience between these two teams as they're just ready to go, instantly picking their next map. Even Hong Kong losing on what I mentioned they probably were thinking they would do well on. Doesn't phase them at all. They don't need a break. They're ready to go immediately with their next pick. And China also has been picking very quickly as well. These two teams are well sharpened, ready to go. And we just need those Chinese players now.
Yeah, definitely. It took them about, at most, 20 seconds between the referee telling the scoreline and Auto Fanboy picking a map. So they knew they were going to go for DT2 before the previous map already started, I feel like. They perhaps knew China was going to go for that hit, and they knew they were going to struggle on it, so they didn't really care. And they were just like, let's just switch things up. Let's go for that really high AR DT, right? Air 8.8 already. Just, I believe it translates to 10.2, 10.1. I'm not too certain. Then again, still the highest AR pick out of the entire tournament as of right now.
Yeah, and we can see in chat Suigetsu saying that he was experiencing some lag, so that might explain some of those drops. And another kind of good thing that you just brought to my mind is they're going from a kind of lower AR hidden into a very fast double time map, and you can see the effect of that, all the players switching out for that team. It is really hard sometimes for players to switch gears from hidden to very quick double time plays. And most of the roster is switching out, although Crystal is going to be coming back in for China now.
A really good point to make as well. There's not a lot of players in this community really that can switch from a relatively lower AR hidden to a relatively high AR DT. I'm thinking of Dusk, for example. I feel like Dusk is able to pull off something like that. Otto Welles would be one of those players as well, but he didn't play that hidden pick. The previous hidden pick, so interesting. I feel like there's some Banjo issues going on currently. Sugitsu Kyoka being the third player for the Hong Kong side, and perhaps Dusk is once again struggling on the Chinese side. Yeah, Dusk being moved at least the question being asked by Krista to move Dusk. So Dusk will be that third player on the Chinese side.
Yeah, it looks like Suigetsu is going to be doing a quick client restart, hopefully clear out any issues with lag and get good to go for Hong Kong's pick. Losing against China's pick, not the end of the world. It's not a break point. If they lose this one, though, that will be the first break point of the match, so they really don't want that.
Yeah, definitely. But it was quite a dominant performance from China on that last hidden pick, though. So Hong Kong might be shaking just a little after that one. They perhaps thought it was going to be closer. Don't think they were expecting to win it, but they were. I believe the scoreline was over 200,000 points, so quite a big lead for China. Either way, try to get those nerves gone and just step into the next map. Double Time 2 definitely way different than they just played, so another map, another chance, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And in terms of tournament nerves, if any teams have enough experience to handle that, I think it's these two teams.
We're getting into it. Ciano's making his appearance in this match. Everyone else already has played a single map as of yet. The client loading up. And then we should be ready to get catching. So a really jumpy map, as we can already see on Ciano's screen. So not really a lot of streams, just pure jumps, really.
There we are, waiting for the client to catch up. Looks like Sanus and Dusk found a miss. Not sure if that's just stream bug, but I believe they did actually find those misses.
Yeah, Latif and Suigetsu already missed in the first 20 combo, but then Cianos missed as well. Dusk actually still hung on to that full combo. That was client lag. So that means that there's a small score advantage in favor of China until Cianos gets above that 200 combo. I believe it's going to be about tied or small lead in favor of Hong Kong. Not too certain, actually. It's quite close.
Yeah, this one's still very close. Few really early misses on both sides, but it's not going to say much. As you can see, that scoreboard very close, actually flicking across.
Yeah, this can definitely be decided in a spinner. I feel like it's playing is of average length even. Everyone holding on quite nicely, no drops to be seen.
Definitely good to see that there's no shaky hands here for these fast double time picks. Hong Kong definitely focused up and not sweating that last point loss.
Definitely, and now in the break you can see the difference is 1,000 points. Actually 996 points, a really close scoreline currently. Any drop miss even could switch it, or like a couple of drop misses. It can be decided in the spinner as well, so everyone definitely need to perform right now, because any miss is going to switch that back to favor of Hong Kong on the Chinese side.
Yeah, that long break definitely going to add a little extra pressure. All the players will be able to see that the match is so close.
And no one giving an inch currently. Everyone's still holding on to that combo. They still, and Latifa Sam and Dust trading actually, so that's just going to keep the scoreline tied actually. It's super close, and the map's come to an end. Not a lot of fruits left, really.
Yeah, both of those players are covering instantly, keeping this super close. Dust's gonna fall again, though. That could be the Hong Kong steal right at the end there.
Definitely, that miss from Dusk is going to steal a deal for China, so a 2-1 lead for Hong Kong, but this one was really, really close. Only 3 misses on the Hong Kong side and 3 misses on the Chinese side as well. But the very late miss coming from Hong Kong is a little, from Dusk rather, is a little unfortunate for him, really. He's probably one of the best tournament players, but he's been performing a little shaky, I would call it. Missing on times that I didn't expect him to miss on, so hope he can step his game back on to that SS full combo rate from like last week when he only missed one single time, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or something. So definitely shaky soccer from Dusk in Hong Kong. Okay, a 2-1 scoreline. Great thing that they won their own pick. There was a spinner at the end, but I'm not too sure the spinner would have made a difference. As in, if Hong Kong could have outspun China on that one, because the spinner was relatively short. So great to see that Dusk. Great to see that Dusk missed there at the end for the Hong Kong side, really, because otherwise it probably would have been a breakpoint, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. That one got real close at the end there. Dusk's miss at the end, helping save Hong Kong and giving them that point. China gonna be up next to pick, and yeah, like you mentioned with Dusk, I expected Dusk to be doing really well here. He's a person who's participated in many tournaments in the past, including a number of my own. And yeah, I've personally seen him succeed on everything from the easier maps to the just crazy, insane hard maps. So, a little interesting to see a little early stumble from him, but hopefully he can fix that up and get back into shape.
Yeah, definitely. He's been around for ages as well. He's been a top player for like, what, close to 10 years, I feel like. So, he's just filled with experience. And we see Hidden 1 coming in. The other specific hidden map. Interesting to see that China's just going to keep going for that hidden bracket. It's definitely perhaps spotting a certain weakness on the Hong Kong side. I do feel like hidden is... It is still a strong mod coming from the Hong Kong team, but comparing it to their no mod hard can double time, perhaps it is their weakest mod. So interesting to see for China to be exploiting that up until now. But this one is different from the last hidden pick, so this might get back to them and we might see a 3-1 scoreline.
Yeah, we're seeing a newer map, I believe, from Crowley. Quite a bit of a banger and a nice map. I believe I've played a lower difficulty of this one, if I'm not mistaken. Quite well
mapped.
The
song is nice. Yeah, the song is nice. This map is quite nice as well. I played it once. Once again, I do not play hidden in my free time. I dislike hidden, so I had like 10 to 12 minutes, but I felt like I could have done better. So I feel like we're definitely still going to be seeing a couple of full combos coming in. There's some really, how would you call it, snappy jumps. If you have to time perfectly, you're going to trip up, like those hyper jumps, right? So like left, right, really quickly. But I feel like that's the only difficult part about the map. At least that's how it felt for me. Once again, we see the third player from China missing perhaps Dusk. Once again, having some connectivity issues or something. I'm hoping he can get resolved, because that's definitely not nice to have. Perhaps letting a little bit of pressure on his shoulders because he's not able to get in that room and just start playing right off the get-go, having to worry about getting into the room, getting to play. So perhaps that is why he's been missing left and right. Can't be certain about that though. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, no, he's been having issues getting these lobbies. Hopefully that doesn't translate to issues that he's been having during the play. Although with his last play there, he only missed twice. It's possible that he had like a little lag spike that caused that last miss at the end. It's possible he just slipped up. Pretty hard to tell. We're going to be trying to get him back in. China definitely wants him as that third player. They're going to be taking Kitakami and Kovir for the other two.
Yeah, Kitakami making his first appearance in this match on Hidden. I'm not too familiar with his Hidden skill set. I do believe he was playing quite a lot of group stage maps last year, and like maps against relatively easier teams that China knew they were most likely going to be winning. But they just put Kitakami in there, as he's less experienced than the rest of the roster. Obviously, still a very skilled player by all means, not trying to be rude to anyone. But interesting to see him here. Definitely against this match against Hong Kong. Perhaps Crystal was not feeling really nice on this Hidden 1 pick. I'm not too certain, but still expecting great things coming in from Kitakami, in particular, but all players really.
Yeah, and we saw China preemptively called for a tactical timeout just in case Dusk was having more issues, but they didn't have to use that because Dusk was able to get in before that timer started, so they'll be able to save that for next time.
Indeed, this is a relatively slow start in the map, and then I'm not too sure what combo mark, perhaps like 150 it gets faster, perhaps even now. Actually, no, definitely not now. Either way, all players catching those jumps relatively with ease. They seem a little harsh than they are, I feel like, definitely on the skin. So I'm not expecting... Actually, never mind. Kitakami, Sugesuyoka, and Autofam. Actually, never mind. Autofam was a ghost miss. So go for Kitakami and Sugesuyoka. Trading misses, but that is 2 on the Chinese side, 1 on the Hong Kong side. So that's early advantage going in for Hong Kong.
Yeah, Kitakami found another miss there, so it's going to secure a decent little advantage for Hong Kong. Auto Fanboy going to be dropping now, though. And Auto LS, actually.
Only a singular full combo remains, and that is on Dusk. the perfect play to have a combo, and I feel like given all of the experience. Here are these snappy jumps, but everyone's hitting them, it seems like. There's a lot of players still not above that sort of combo mark, but currently the lead is slowly crawling back to China, but I'm not too sure if it's going to flicker or not, because Otto is about to hit that 200 combo mark as well.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tied up by the time everyone's at 200 combo, which we are now, and it looks like very slight advantage to Hong Kong, but just very slightly.
Only halfway, and we've seen quite a lot of misses coming in, so definitely this hidden pool being quite harsh on the players. Cover actually dropping, so that's going to increase the lead in favor. Never mind. Oh, so yes, Kyoka and Otto is trading that mid, so that I believe the lead's going to switch in favor of China due to that combo of Dusking to Takami.
Yeah, and there it is, switching over to China's side. Cover stumbling with 2 quick misses, but no problem recovering well, and Hong Kong applying 2 misses of their own, but on different players. That's going to be fine.
And Takami as well, no use combos left. Cover as well, triple miss coming from China. This is huge for Hong Kong. They can clearly see right now they have the advance, and they have 3 combos above that 200 combo mark. They have to get that score in favor of them as huge as they possibly can right now. This is their moment. Triple miss coming from China. Really unfortunate. Does get an odd miss, I feel like. Really odd place for him to drop. Cover into Takami as well, so huge leads for Hong Kong. 1 miss coming in from Auto Fanboy, but still 2 combos above that 200 combo mark. So Sugesu Kyoka and Auto is just putting in so much score right now. It's cold and trading that miss from Auto Fanboy as well.
Kitakami going to be dropping again as well. Score quickly going into Hong Kong's favor with not a lot of map left.
I don't think China can come back from this. The ending of the map is relatively easy. Actually, as soon as I say Auto Fanboy does drop, but China still does 2 combos, not above that 200 combo mark. So Atlas and Sugesu Kyoka after that break just will calm everything and putting in so much score. This pick is backfiring for China. Really interesting to see. They thought they had a solid exploit after that first hidden map, but this one is definitely going in favor of Hong Kong. So break points coming in from the Hong Kong team, I do believe. And
yes,
in fact, yeah.
Yes, we get to finding one more miss at the end there, but Cover as well finding one. You can see Cover there at 12 misses, Kitakami with 8, everybody else with 4 or less. So yeah, that pick definitely didn't go the way China was hoping. They got a good win on Hidden earlier, but yeah, Hong Kong definitely snapping back on the second Hidden pick, maybe one that's a little more their speed and really showing off their hidden talent there. So that is going to bring us 3-1, and it is going to be Hong Kong's pick now.
Yeah, perfect moment for a breakpoint. I feel like this is the ideal moment to take, just keep on going on this pace and take away this match from China. Kofi struggling relatively hard on that one. I was surprised. 12 misses coming in whilst the full combo the other hidden map. So interesting. Either way, double time 3 coming in. Resurrected replayer, in fact, a convert. So the very first convert we'll be seeing this match. Hong Kong banning double time 1 and then just picking double time 2 and 3. Interesting to see, honestly. And once again, picking double time against China, I haven't even noticed, but there's not a lot of teams that dare to do, because China used to be this insane powerhouse in double time, but it's been showing that either Hong Kong is holding in front of them on easier pools, or China has just been lacking a little bit on that double time pool. I'm not too certain. But either way, picking double time against China, ballsy, but it went right the previous time, so I'm assuming they're hoping it goes right this time as well.
Yeah, Hong Kong, like you said, yeah, China picking hidden, Hong Kong picking double time, not what you normally expect. So far, we've seen it work out once and not work out once for China. Hong Kong has gotten their 1 win on double time. We'll have to see if they'll be able to get the second one, or if they're going to stumble as well. Trying to pick what used to be the preferred mod from their opposing team there. And like you said, this match is definitely going to be really close. A lot of people were probably expecting China to do well, as they have historically, but I think China has lost a little bit of power, especially like missing players like Nagi. Hong Kong definitely has stepped up their game in the last few years, and I think this is probably their best year yet, at least in quite some time.
Yeah, definitely. The addition of Cianis and Kovir It's looking really promising for China, I do feel like. I believe they do not have really a lot of tournament experience, so that might get back to them. But either way, Dusk, Crystal, and Sianos, that is a really strong double-time roster, though. But on the other side, Atl West, Fasam, Kyoka as well. So both of these teams neck and neck, but once again, picking double-time against China, I find it ballsy. I mean, if you beat them on both double-time picks that are available, you're clearly showing dominance on what used to be, or what still is, China's favorite mob rank, right? So, interesting strategy coming in from Hong Kong. I'm hoping for them it goes their way, because if they lose this one, they didn't really do anything with that breakpoint they have, right? Because then China just re-breaks, and then we're just looking at a 3-2 scoreline, China's pick, so perhaps 3-3 scoreline, right? So they definitely have to win this one to confirm the breakpoint they just had.
Absolutely, yeah. They're kind of doubling down with the advantage they have, hoping to secure that 4-1. If it backfires, not the end of the world. Things will just be tied up again, but yeah, they'll kind of be throwing away that really nice breakpoint that they got. We are seeing Kovir step out now for Sanis coming in. Hopefully, maybe we'll perform a little bit better here. Like you mentioned, Kovir kind of coming in as one of those replacements. He's been doing really well so far, except for that last map, struggling a bit there.
Yeah, overall, his tournament performance has been really well, but that last hidden pick, which perhaps is not his cup of tea, right? It can happen, but interesting pick coming from China, though. Perhaps Kitakami and Kovir played less well in the match than they did in practice, because if that was their average practice score, I would have never picked if I were China. So I'm assuming they just got a little nervous or something, perhaps just... I mean, hidden modifiers are really harsh if you're not a full-time hidden player, I feel like. If you're not constantly playing hidden, and you have to adopt to just playing hidden again and again and again in tournaments, I feel like it just doesn't really... It makes it quite hard, right? Like, looking at a player like Nagi or Roido from the Philippines, those are people that can switch between Nomad and Hidden without any issues, but those players have been around for ages and they have a lot of tournament experience, whilst Kovir is relatively new in terms, I feel like, and then switching between Nomad or Double Time and Hidden, probably a little harsh for him, and that showed in the last map or something. We saw Dusk having struggles once more, but he is in room, so we can get going in this fifth pick, so Resurrected Replayer, Air 8.5 Convert DT.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, being able to switch from Hidden to Nomad, definitely a skill in its own right. Hidden can be hard for some people. You kind of have your hidden players, your non-hidden players. It's rare to find someone that can very easily switch between the two. Normally, you kind of stick to one.
Yeah, indeed. First Convert, we're seeing this match, also something to look out for, because Convert tends to be maps where people miss more than on specific, just because they feel more awkward, I feel like. This one, Air 8.5, it's about 2 minutes 44 in length. After double time is added, so the original map set is 4 minutes long. Everyone catching at the beginning, everyone at the double S tight scoreline, as to be expected. The beginning is not that harsh, I feel like.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see what players do at the break. We see Sinus warming up his fingers, some quick left rights, everyone else staying calm.
Yeah, not a lot to talk about right now. We see a small accuracy drop coming from Sienna, but that shouldn't matter in the end. Actually, the first drop coming from Crystal, so that means the early advantage is going in favor of Hong Kong.
Yeah, he's quickly recovering, but it is going to give a decent little advantage to Hong Kong if they can hold out.
A lot of players holding on to its triple S even on the side of Hong Kong, so already halfway through the map, so we need to see at least one miss coming in from Hong Kong to tie the scoreline. So definitely China at the back foot right now. Sianasim does still hold to a decent combo. Crystal recovering from that singular miss. So everything is still up for grabs right now, but already 2/3 in, so not a lot of time left for the Chinese side.
Yeah, and with Hong Kong holding on until Crystal hit 200 combo, they're taking full advantage of that miss, getting the full score advantage they can out of it.
Spinner, I believe it's a small spinner advance even for Hong Kong, so China should probably see even more than one miss, but I'm not too certain on that. But Kyoka had a really good spinner, I feel like. Either way, we're going into the last corner of the map, and everyone is holding out to combo. Really huge combos all across the board. Crystal up above 500 as well.
Yeah, if Hong Kong can hold on here, this should be a pretty good win. But like I said, or like you said earlier, they're only one miss ahead. Dust going to be falling first.
Dust dropping there is going to seal the deal for China, I feel like. So this is going to be a 4-1 scoring. All three players in the Hong Kong side still holding a double. It's absolutely insane. Crystal dropping once more, Sienna dropping as well, so no full comps to be seen on the Chinese side. But look at Hong Kong right now. Triple double is coming from them. Not even a single drop of miss, not even a single slip up coming from Hong Kong. And they win this map by 150,000 points. Pure dominance on double time 3, and this was the perfect pick coming from them. 4-1 scoreline. This is the situation China doesn't really know what to do. I feel like they haven't been in this situation for so long, right? I mean, the only team that could bring them in this situation is probably South Korea in the past couple of years. But look at Hong Kong right now. What a performance.
Absolutely, yeah. Like you mentioned earlier, a little ballsy to pick double time against China, but Hong Kong showing that they're willing to throw down on double time, no problem. Triple double S, absolutely smashing China out of the park there. And yeah, that's going to secure him a 4-1 victory. So already my predictions ruined score-wise on the pick'ems. But like I said, this was the pick that I was the least confident in. I originally predicted a 6-3 victory for China, just going back to China's long history of, scoring top, 3 in CBC, but Hong Kong really fighting for it this year, and I think they have the team that can help them do it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a triple SS on a quarterfinals pick, that is not something we see a lot. I believe we're not going to be seeing that this week, and obviously that's my prediction. Hong Kong definitely really solid performance. We see Hard Rock 2 coming out, so no Air 8 hidden coming from China. They probably are not really eager on picking that last hidden after that hidden 1 performance from them. So we see Hard Rock 2 switching things up. Really good choice from China, I feel like. Night of Nights mapped by WWWWW. I believe he's map picker this year, a Canadian player that used to play for Canada, obviously. Anyway, this map is Air 10. Obviously, after the HRs added this Air 10, and it's a little. It's constantly patterns like repeated, right? But it's a little jumpy, a little tricky. It's easy to mess up. I feel like we're in full combo, and this is going to put in a lot of score for your team, obviously. But it's not going to be easy to full combo this one. Probably the hardest hard pool in the hard pool, the hardest map in the hard pool, rather. So interesting choice coming from China. Definitely after that dominant double time 3 performance coming from Hong Kong.
Yeah, and the song Night of Nights, a very classic song for rhythm games all around. Well known by everyone. You can see some cat jams in chat. Definitely agree there. A bit of a banger, and that can kind of go one of two ways. Either it can help you get into the groove of the map and stick with it, or perhaps if you're following the rhythm a little too hard, you might miss on a jump somewhere that you're not expecting.
Yeah, definitely. This map is I believe it's the standard map set, and it used to be quite a far map for lower ranked players, so I believe everyone that started playing around 2014, 15, 16, 17 perhaps even, they probably played that standard map set because that was just free PP back in the day, so I'm quite certain most viewers are quite familiar with this song. Definitely a banger, as you said already, definitely.
Yeah, and with that being said, most of our kind of more veteran players here likely have played this map even outside of this tournament and are well experienced with it. We'll have to see how some of these newer players do.
Interesting choice that they have Kitakami staying in, except for Kovi or Sians. I would say on paper that Kovi or Sians are the better hardware players, but I'm definitely, I would say, surprised, but excited to see Kitakami play once again. I struggled a little on that hidden 1 pick, but obviously hidden hardware 2 different things, 2 different worlds, right? So expecting great things from both sides, really.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Hard Rock's a little more at his speed here.
I do feel like Hard Rock is probably Hong Kong's cup of tea, right? Auto LS, Shiatsu Kyoka, 2 really great hardware plays. Kitakami being the first one to drop it around 140 combo, so nothing too huge. I'm expecting more misses to come in from the Hong Kong sides. I'm not expecting it to double to actually be can't even have a double throws because there's 2 accurate drops. Kitakami dropping once more, so that's going to give the early advantage in favor of Hong Kong. Once more double miss coming from Kitakami and Dusk, so 3 full combos against 1. This is looking already like quite a risky pick coming from China, looking at the performance from Hong Kong right now.
Yeah, like you mentioned, it was interesting to not see Kovir coming back in here. That might be biting China, as Kitakami's struggling early in this map. Everyone is recovering now. Hong Kong taking full advantage of all those misses. Everyone at 200 combo, and not a single miss from Hong Kong so far. Little break point is gonna, or little break section is gonna show everybody where they stand. Hong Kong gonna be feeling pretty good. China definitely gonna be feeling the pressure now.
120,000 points, so they need to see at least. Oh, actually, triple miss coming from Kitakami, Crystal, and Autolus once again. Hong Kong winning that trade, right? We see the first miss coming in from their team from Autolus, but there's 2 misses coming from China, so that lead is going to be increasing once more. And Sugesi Kyoka and Latifa Sam are not giving an inch right now.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier that Sugetsu is one of the players I was told to look out for in the Hong Kong team. The other one was Latifa Sama, and both of them holding their full combos right now.
Already 2 turrets into the map, and that lead is 180,000? Actually, 150,000 points rather, but still, that is a lot of misses to be seen on the Hong Kong side. I believe all players are below Autolus as well from the Chinese side. Actually, Crystal and Autolus are tied in score right now. Either way, Sugesi Kyoka being the first to drop on the Hong Kong side after that break, but then again, they need to see more misses coming in from Hong Kong if they want to take this pick.
Yeah, that other break section there going to put even more pressure on China as they saw how far behind they were. Hong Kong with a strong advantage right now. Less than a quarter of the map to go. Hong Kong can hold out just a little longer.
Oh, okay, actually, never mind. As soon as I say that, the Sama drops, but then again, this lead is huge and the map's coming to an end. I believe they need to see a triple miss coming from Hong Kong right now, otherwise this pick's going to be going to Hong Kong. And another breakpoint then. We're ending the map. Does hit a really high combo. Kitakami as well, Crystal as well, but this early miss are really biting them right now. Look at Hong Kong going though. There's only 3 singular misses on their side, if I'm not mistaken, and that is a break point coming in from Hong Kong once again. 5-1 scoreline. Match point for Hong Kong. China needs to win 5 back-to-back maps, including 2 breakpoints and a tiebreaker to take this one. Absolutely insane. A single miss across the board, 8 misses for Kitakami, so a small bottleneck on the Chinese performance there. Either way, Hong Kong, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and with that being a break point, it is going to be Hong Kong's pick now for where they're at match point. So yeah, 5-1, definitely not how I expected this match to go. I don't think it's how almost anyone expected this match to go. I mentioned earlier on Pick'ems, it was kind of a toss-up. It was like 54% for China win. So people thought it was going to be close. I believe earlier during Tutti Frutti, Sarton, I think it was either you or Sarton mentioned they expected to see a tiebreaker. But we might see a bit of a Hong Kong sweep here if they can win this next pick.
I think Sarton was in favor. I was one thinking about a tiebreak. We see Hard Rock 3 coming in, not a convert, but this time in the Hard Rock pool, double time already exhausted, right? I was taking a quick look at the brackets, and I saw that the loser of this match has to play against Finland or Indonesia. So, I mean, Finland and Indonesia, both those teams are probably quite on the edge of the seats right now, because I mean, either way, either of these 2 teams in your brackets is going to be super hard. And Hong Kong right now, what an dominant performance. I saw them play against Poland last week, and I was surprised with how well they were playing, but I didn't think they would pull this off against China. China struggling left and right, and imagine China going down to the loser brackets. That is huge, honestly.
Yeah, speaking of that match against Poland earlier, I saw that, and my reaction to seeing that is, oh wow, Poland just had a bad day. They really didn't perform that great if Hong Kong's going to just full sweep them 6-0. But I'm kind of rethinking that now because it looks like Hong Kong's they're scary, very scarily strong. And normally I would expect, oh yeah, China's going to be in the top 3 for sure. But with Hong Kong beating them so handily so far, I could see Hong Kong very easily being in the top 3.
Definitely. This is an unheard performance, I feel like. China being 1-5 down, only winning on that hidden 2 pick. I mean, that hidden 2 pick seemed a little shaky coming from Hong Kong, but look how well they recovered, right? We see Kagami and Rin making his debut in this match has been actually that was a 6th player I didn't think about earlier on. So that's Kagamine Rin, Heartthrob main, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or that could be the Filipinian Kagamine. Either way, he's been around for quite a while. He's been playing Cash World Cups for quite a while as well, if I'm not mistaken. On the other side, we still lack a player for Hong Kong. I'm quite sure either No Voids might be making his debut because he is a Heartthrob Convert player, or Sugesi Kyoka is coming back in. Perhaps Auto Fanboy, but I'm not too certain how Auto Fanboy feels on Air 10. More of a hidden and nomad specialist, I do believe. Actually, never mind. He's here in Heartthrob 3.
Yeah, they were. We also saw him in Twitch chat earlier saying, "Pick a hidden and nomad and let me throw." So AFB definitely feeling pretty good so far about how this match is going. Can't blame them. Hong Kong doing really good right now. Putting China into a 5-1 position is, I don't think anyone was expecting that, and yeah.
Going into this Heartthrob 3 pick, match points already for Hong Kong. Auto LS, Latif Sama, all the family have to bring it home for them. On the other side, Dusk Crystal and Kagamine Rin, but they have to win 5 maps in a row, which is going to be hard, but obviously never count China out, right? They have the possibility of pulling this upset. Kagamine Rin and Auto Family choosing a hidden modifier. Once again, this hidden modifier is just purely for reading purposes. It does not add any score bonus whatsoever, but certain players just prefer not see half of the screen for some reason. I can't imagine as to why, but it probably helps for someone, for certain people. A fanboy being one of them.
Absolutely, yeah. AFB well known for his hidden plays. Not surprised to see him taking it here.
Crystal seems a little shaky, I feel like. I was watching him in particular, and he seemed a little shaky, but he's still catching everything. He is quite an experienced tournament player as well, even in standard tournaments as well, so I wasn't expecting him to be shaking. Might just be that early, slow beginning on a chart convert, which is quite hard to... I mean, not hard to, but like slow 6 is always the hardest part in a hard convert, right? Kagamine Rin finding the very first drop right after 200 combo, so losing that max combo... max score per combo. Anyway.
Yeah, I was trying to think of reasons why China might be shaking. Is like, oh, you know, maybe this is just not a great match time for him. But with that being said, Hong Kong should be relatively same time zone, give or take like one time zone. So should be pretty well in everyone's advantage. AFB can be finding a miss now.
Yeah, Kagamine Rin dropped once more earlier on, so it's the least still going to be a favor of Hong Kong. It was an odd miss coming from AFB, just didn't move or something. I'm not too sure what happened there. Wasn't even a hyper jump either way. Kagamine Rin dropping once more, so once again, China on the back foot and already halfway to this pick, so we have about 1 minute 30 left for China to crawl this one back, but Latif Sama and Autoless are still holding out to that double S quite nicely, while on the other side, Dusk Crystal as well. Kagamine Rin dropping once more, struggling a little, and Dusk as well. Doubles coming from China. This is huge for Hong Kong, just have to hold on, and this is their match.
Yeah, speaking of that miss from AFB earlier, it was right before the spinner. Oh, he's going to find another miss there right off that hyper.
Shouldn't matter too much as long as he's the only one missing currently, because Latif Sama and Autoless, once again, the two of them on that full combo. And Kagamine Rin keeps on trading those misses of AFB. Crystal dropping once again. No full combos we see on the Chinese side. Look at Hong Kong right now. Latif Sama, Autoless still hung on to that double S. What is going on right now? 150,000 points difference already. There's basically no time left. I don't think China can come back from this.
Yeah, this is looking like it's going to be a 6-1 sweep from Hong Kong. Absolutely insane performance from them so far.
No one expected this to go this way, right? This is absolutely insane. China will be dropping down to the loose bracket most likely. The map is coming to an end. Latif Sama, Autoless still with that double S. This is on the edge of my seat. This is absolutely insane. And the map is come to an end. Actually, 6-1 scoreline in favor of Hong Kong.
Yeah, that was an incredibly quick match, both because both teams were pretty much just ready to go with their picks. And also just, you know, we were only seeing 7 maps come out with Hong Kong being dominant on 6 of them. That's going to be a pretty quick sweep. Not quite a 6-0 sweep, but, I mean, wow. Hong Kong taking down Poland 6-0, now taking down China 6-1. I'm excited to see Hong Kong go up against South Korea now because, if you asked me before Hong Kong versus South Korea, who's going to win, I'd be like, oh, it'll be South Korea for sure. We expect them to most likely win the tournament, but it might be another real spicy match when they finally meet up.
Definitely. The very first time we can see Hong Kong versus South Korea is in the winners' final, if both of those teams get there, so that's in 2 weekends still. But then again, China is in the loser bracket. Can you imagine the second place from last year, the second place from the year before, the first place from the year before? That same team, they only lack 2 players from they had then, are in the loser bracket. That is absolutely insane. And any team that has to face them in the loser bracket are such huge mountains. China is in loser bracket. I wouldn't call it an upset. Quite a lot of people expect Hong Kong to perform quite well, but this being a 6-1 scoreline, that is unheard of. That is insane. I don't think anyone expected this.
Yeah, everybody in the loser bracket not excited to see China be entering it. Definitely going to be scared of that. Although, honestly, after seeing how well Hong Kong performed, I wouldn't be excited to see Hong Kong in the loser bracket either if I was a team in that bracket. So, going to see some interesting things in the future. And like you said, we might have to wait until finals to see Hong Kong versus South Korea to really show down on who's the most dominant team this tournament.
Definitely. I don't think there's a lot of teams on that same level as Hong Kong and South Korea, right? I believe South Korea still has the edge on a really hard map pool. Is there anyone close to Hong Kong right now at this stage of the game? I'm not too certain, actually. I don't think there's a lot of teams that can beat Hong Kong. Look at China. They tried. They failed. They lost 6-1. Absolutely unheard of. Really dominant performance from Hong Kong. And yes, last weekend was not a fluke. That was not win by chance whatsoever. They've shown that now. They are here, and they are here to get to that top 3. They're here perhaps even to win it. We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Hong Kong in the grand finals, honestly, giving their performance from the last 2 weekends.
Yeah, after seeing this match, that kind of seals the deal for me. I fully expect to see Hong Kong in that grand finals, if not at least the finals, bare minimum. If they get anything less than 4th place, then, man, I'll be super surprised. And yeah, definitely.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Snow, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, and yeah, like you said, definitely Poland should be feeling a lot better about how their match went last weekend, because you can see they were up against quite a titan, even more so than China.
Definitely. Taking a look at the bracket, we see China dropping down to that loser bracket. That is scary. And the next match is going to be Finland versus Indonesia, about 40 minutes, and the winner of that one will be facing off against China, whilst Hong Kong is going to be facing off against the winner of United States versus France, which is going to be the last match of the weekend tomorrow. I believe we're going to be taking a small break until the next match, which is in 35 minutes, Finland versus Indonesia, and we will be saying goodbye to the very first team in this knockout stage, given how this is a loser bracket match.
Absolutely, yeah. So stay tuned in about 35 minutes from now to see Finland versus Indonesia. Get to see who will play against China next weekend. Thank you all for watching so far. I hope you guys enjoy this match. I know I did. This was, really insane to watch. I'm glad that I was able to be here and casting for it. And thank you, Quentin, for being here to cast with me as well.
I was like, thank you as well, Snow. Waking up at 8 a.m., but definitely did not disappoint, right? Absolutely insane.
Oh, absolutely worth it. No regrets at all.
Absolutely worth it. Either way, we'll be taking off for now. See you in about 35 minutes. Take care, everyone.
Take care, everyone.
can feel the evolution. All my time no longer frozen. So maybe all the I don't know who I will become, but I know what I want more than ever before. Outside, I'm gonna say no longer blind. I will rise above the state line. I can feel the evolution. All my time no longer frozen. So maybe all the I don't know who I will become, but I know what I want more than ever before. I'm gonna stay no longer rise above the state line.
radio contact has been attempted but cannot be established. Instructions are to prepare for an attack by an unknown enemy.
beasts as far as the eye can see. A plague on the surface, a disgusting swarm in the skies. With a crash of thunder, a new demon appears. Unfurling its rotten wings, it lets out a petrifying scream.
you find something, don't be panic. You're tainted already, true and true. Show every another, that's all my body.
Hello, and welcome back to Oz Catch World Cup 2021, and we are coming back from an exciting matchup, Hong Kong beating China 6-1. I'm Elux, and joined with me in the commentator booth is Nelly. How's it going, my man?
Hey everyone, I'm doing alright. What about you?
Energized after that last matchup. I was not expecting that at all, and my pick'ems, if they haven't been obliterated already, they are completely null and void at this point. But that's last match. Here we have Finland versus Indonesia in losers bracket, our first loser bracket matchup of the weekend. Whoever loses this match, unfortunately, their World Cup run will be over and they will be sent home. And the winner of this, I believe, will be facing China. Is that correct?
Probably. I honestly haven't seen the brackets, so I can't really tell. Like, actually, not really. Yeah, like you could imagine, I haven't really seen the bracket.
Yeah, a little recap from last week. Finland, unfortunately, losing to Philippines and Indonesia, losing to Russia last week. Not really sure who I would give the edge to overall. I would give it, guess I would have to say to Indonesia, but I'm expecting it somewhat of a close match. I would say 6-4 going into this. What are your predictions?
I also expect Indonesia to destroy Finland pretty nicely. Like, maybe not true clean sweep, but maybe losing a few points, that would be enough. But yeah, Indonesia should definitely proceed to the tournament, in my opinion. But we'll see the match. Maybe Finland can actually impress us this time, just like in group stage.
Yeah, whenever it comes to matchups, I'm always loving an underdog story. And we got our bans underway. Finland chose to ban Hidden 3, and Indonesia is banning DT1. We seen Double Time 1 banned last match. Here we see it banned again.
Yeah, honestly, really expected bans from both of these teams. Hidden 3 itself is a low AR convert, and it's really, really hard to actually read. Even on Noma, it can give a little bit trouble if you're not sticking with the low AR stuff. But yeah, and Double Time 1 also a low AR, which should be confident. It's alright. Yeah, right. It's a low AR. Everyone can read this, but no, you have those. I would rather say old school patterns, probably for 2011 or 2012, but really modernized.
Oh yeah, I would almost argue that it is a catch specific that plays a lot like a convert.
Yeah, in theory, yeah, it plays like a convert, but with catch aspects. Meaning that you could practically side read Double Time, not to full combo, but at least passive, confidentially. Well, with confidence, I mean.
And there is our first pick of the match. Hard Rock 1.
Yeah, it seems like Indonesia won the role, so their pick is going to be Hard Rock 1. A solid consistency map featuring Hard Rock with practically no pixel jumps except for few parts that can be a little bit tricky with spacing.
And as of right now, we have Kaguya, Naksu, and Nikolai for Finland. Botburger coming in, filling out that third slot for Indonesia. As we've seen, they have Dika and Groneko. My apologies. Botburger going over Finland, tricking me up there, and Nidamaru going over for Indonesia.
Getting an extra time to figure out which slots are going to play.
I would have to give the edge to Indonesia in this Hard Rock pick. They have a really strong lineup.
Yeah, their lineup is insane for this kind of roster. Unfortunately for Finland, they're quite weak against even into Indonesia. You can see like those names like Dika and Netamaro, hell, even Kroneko, showing really good performances. So being Kroneko as an old guard, of course.
Oh yeah, though anything can happen. We saw what happened earlier so far with Hong Kong versus China. So maybe Finland will also surprise us.
Let's hope it will be like that.
Our referee just making sure all players are in their correct spots. And there is the start command. Good lucks are in the chat, and we are about to get round 1 underway. Finland versus Indonesia.
First match of the losers bracket.
We see Nikolai being the only one with that hidden modifier. If you are new to Ozcatch World Cups, hidden with score v2 does not give you any extra points. In Double Time and Hard Rock mod pools, it is purely players' preference whether they want to read the map with it or not.
Yeah, hidden and score v2 used like, well, I want to say like a little bit easier for raiding, but as an example. Like if someone prefers to play hidden all times, so he can play it, but yeah, if you're really confident, you can actually try to play hidden. Oh, and we have actually 2 misses from Finland. Bob Burger and Nikolai, unfortunately missing on the streams.
And it appears that Kroneko missed about 20 combo in as well, but there he is, catching up with the rest of their team at 200 combo. Kaguya, the only one holding 200 combo and a full combo for side of Finland as the rest of their team slowly starts catching up. But an early score advantage for Indonesia so far, but plenty of map left to go as Kroneko finds a drop.
Actually, another drop for Kroneko, but quickly again, Nikolai's trading it. Then, unfortunately, Nikolai actually failed.
It's a good thing that we have that no-fail mod on as Dika drops as well, finding his first drop of the map. Now it's just Kaguya and Nidamaru holding on to full combos for their team.
Yeah, it's actually true, 2 full combos on this map, but if you look at the score difference, Indonesia is still leading. Despite their, like, this is Finland missed quite a lot compared to Indonesia. Their only hope right now, if they could actually catch a break. Oh, Nendabara actually misses. I was about to say, if Finland finds a little bit of deep breath on the slow part, they can actually win till the end, but so far it's been so good for Finland right now. And we have another KI segment.
Map is halfway over. Finland slowly inching out, but Nikolai drops just as Nidamaru gets up to 200 combo. So all that score Finland gained is going away fast as Kaguya drops as well, followed by Nikolai and Indonesia are starting to rack up the score and slowly running away with this pick. Ooh, and a double miss on Indonesia, but Nikolai, not sure what happened there.
Yeah, you can actually see Nikolai being really inconsistent with this map so far. He actually dropped a lot of accuracy, as you can see. 96.977, and another miss, unfortunately, yeah. At this point, he played a little bit dodge the beat for a second.
Not sure if it's just nerves, technical issues, or isn't comfortable with this pick, but definitely not looking good for a Finnish side.
And there's no 200 combo left on Finland. Netamaro missed really quick, however, but if you compare like with two current combo holders on Dika and Kroneko, yeah, it's definitely not the Finland's side of the map so far.
Nikolai dropping in as the rest of his team gets up to that 200 combo mark, but there's not enough map left for them to come back in this round, and it's going to be Indonesia's point.
Yeah, it's really rough. Everything crumbled for Finland on the first pick really quickly, actually. Everyone sees after the third KI segment, which is really good, but yeah, the score difference is really huge. Less than 200,000 points, and the only A rank is from Nikolai.
As we said before, not sure if it was nerves, technical issue, or something, but it's Finland's pick. See how they're going to answer back with. I'm going to take a guess in that they're going to go with either a consistency no mod pick or a hidden pick.
Yeah, I would really think Finland will go to either no mod and probably hidden. Though they banned a hidden 3, they can still do a little bit surprises with hidden. See Nikolai playing a hidden a little bit, especially for converts, but unfortunately, the convert is banned, so they have specifics only left. And I don't really think they can pick hard rock or double time, so it's gotta be probably no mod. And I would assume it's gotta be either 1 and either 3. I was about to say that.
A Giga Chad map with the funky sliders. No mod 3 reunion. As we see Suomi, previously known as Jonsku, coming in on the side of Finland. Kaguya and Nikolai still staying in. As we see Nidamaru, Dika, and Kroneko staying in for Indonesia.
I wonder when Jaxo renamed to Suomi. I assume it's really recent, but I have no clue.
Yeah, I've seen it just happen within the past couple days, so not the only name change that we've seen so far in this tournament. But this map coming in a lot shorter than our previous pick, coming in at under 2 minutes. If you blink, then you might end up missing the results of this one. Approach rate of 8.8 and circle size of 5.
Yeah, unfortunately for Shorelink brothers, unfortunately this map is really rough. You have the KI segments with full of left-right sliders, and that are really harsh to hit in the first place. Featuring the hit and dash sliders that touches the tick rate and have no hyper dashes whatsoever. Plus you add a little bit of strange streams, especially on the solo segment. You'll see when it's gonna happen. And yeah, it's like Elux said, circle size 5 and AR is not really normal, it's 8.8.
And we see the good lucks entering the chat as Soliloquy ends up coming in last second for the side of Indonesia. So it's going to be Suomi, Kaguya, and Nikolai looking to get a point on the board for their team. Soliloquy, Dika, and Kroneko looking to get a break point and make it a 2-0 match.
Surprised to see Soliloquy, like, at least on the commentator side for the first time. I'll be incredibly honest. So no major drops so far, only Soliloquy missing few droplets.
Ooh.
Oh, And full miss from Finland immediately on that wiggle.
As we see all Indonesian players at that 200 combo mark, and the score is just... they're starting to run away with this already in the beginning.
Yeah, that's really, really, I would dare to say, a drastic run for Finland, especially at the very beginning. Though we've seen already 2 misses from Indonesia, and Dika currently full combo in this. And if you can see on Finland's side, well, they were missing constantly, unfortunately. And this wasn't even the half of the map actually. The hardest segment comes now with this solo, as I mentioned, with weird streams happening here.
The Nikolai getting up to that 200 combo mark as Kroneko misses. Same with Soliloquy, and this might be the break that Finland needed.
Maybe. Let's see now. The final slider segment, Soliloquy missing here. Kroneko misses.
And hold on.
The score difference shrinks. Suomi misses. And Nikolai misses as well. Kaguya. The only one remaining for the combo, the combo, but Dika's full combo in this.
And unfortunately for Finland, those 2 misses by Suomi and Nikolai is just going to take any chance of getting a point away from them, as Indonesia is going to come out with a break point. Dika with that full combo.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened to the client there.
Give us one moment. We are working on getting the client set back up for you guys. And while we have a small pause in the map, I think this is a perfect time to talk about banners. If you haven't yet, swing on over to the Off store, pick yourself up a country banner. Our very own commentator Snow Leopard is modeling. If you wish to see how they look before purchasing, you can find his profile page right there as our model. I myself have a nice United States one, gotta represent the home country.
Yeah, if you don't buy banners now, well, you can buy the banners a little bit later, but if you don't buy the banners now, $12 will actually bite you. I'm not sure where. I'm not really sure where or where the hell he'll bite you, but he will. So buy him now.
And we are back, and it appears that Indonesia is going with Hidden 1. The Kaguya staying in on the side of Finland, Botburger and Naksu coming in, and Soliloquy, the only one staying in for Indonesia right now as we wait for those 2 other spots to fill up. But Indonesia quickly with the 2-0 lead so far in this matchup.
Yeah, it's currently a clean sweep so far from Indonesia, but they have still to win 4 maps if they want to advance into the losers bracket this time.
And it looks like that they're trying to get this 3rd point, trying to play off Finland's ban, see if they're weak at all with Hidden. But if you're on the side of Finland, then you're going to be wanting to take this break point, otherwise this match is going to start spinning out of control fast.
Yeah, although the map is pretty comfy with circle size and approach rate so far, map it still features quite a technical patterns. Reverse triples, the sliders, it has everything.
And
so I don't really say it's really the easiest hidden whatsoever, but it's definitely the most comfortable one.
And just a heads up, everybody, Dika is wanting you to watch his dash count on this play. I'm curious as to why he is mentioning that.
A lot of dash counts. Really.
Or it might be the opposite, as he appears to be holding dash.
Oh boy. Oh, Dick is doing it. Oh. I mean, as long as he's doing this properly, then I think it's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
Not so well, however, and Bob Burger already finding the first misses there. He's still holding. Oh, never mind. Now this is like now this is the period where you need to stop. But no.
Nidomaru, Soliloquy, and Kaguya up to that 200 combo mark. Everybody else trailing behind as Dika and Botburger and Noxu are finding misses across the board so far, as that score is starting to run away in favor of Indonesia.
Yeah, again, the same round of maps and the same crucial defeat from Finland at the very beginning.
Soliloquy finding a miss back there. Kaguya found their first miss a while back, and Nidomaru, the only one with a full combo and a double S left on the board as we're approaching this halfway point.
Uh-oh. Slowly. As you can probably see, the score difference is getting closer to Finland this time.
And there
another
it
miss from
is.
Soliloquy.
But Kaguya, Noxu, Nidomaru, and Soliloquy are all going to drop.
Don't have 200 combos in Indonesia. Finland will actually have some kind of moments here off the lead.
But Dika gets up to that 200 combo mark to stop the bleeding for Indonesia. Small combo advantage in favor of Finland right now, but not by much, as Noxu and Soliloquy are going to trade misses there.
Not that crucial.
Kaguya,
misses,
Noxu.
no.
And just like that, the score is back in favor of Indonesia as Kaguya finds a miss before the break, and Indonesia knows this.
Oof, that was quite quick.
And Dika still holding down dash.
He actually has a decent score with only one tab dash.
Kaguya dropping, and Nidomaru dropping. No more full combos left on the board. Botburger, Noxu dropping, Dika dropping. Soliloquy up to 200. 200. Noxu dropping.
Yeah, he's the only one so far. Kaguya, Botburger, and Nidomaru is trying to catch up. Soliloquy misses though. Just as he hit 200 combo, but Kaguya and Noxu treating it.
And the score difference is too large with how little map we have left to play, as Kaguya and Botburger drop towards the end there, and this is going to be Indonesia's point. And Dika held down dash that entire map.
Yeah, surprisingly, he has a decent score compared to the Finland. The only one, the score that surpassed us from Finland is Botburger. But with probably 15,000 difference. So it's not that huge compared to 3-man roster you have.
And next pick is for Finland. Indonesia winning 3-0 right now. And if Finland ever has a chance that they need to come back, especially against a Indonesia roster like this, it's gonna need to be now. They need to find something that's gonna work against this Indonesian team, and they are thinking it's gonna be no mod 4. Ooh.
No, that's the pick I wouldn't really expect from Finland, but okay. Well, okay. I get it why they picked this, but I wouldn't really expect like picking Converse.
Yeah, you would think that converts would be picked more when it's more of a close match, especially against an Indonesian roster like this. Could be trying to throw a curveball in though.
Yeah, Finland is kind of experienced with converts. Though if you compare Indonesia, like it's night and day. Maybe we'll see the actual random misses from Indonesia if Finland wants to take some points.
We're just waiting on that third slot, and there it is. It is going to be Botburger, Kaguya, and Xiaomi trying to get a point on Finland's side. Nidamaru, Madoka, and Dika on the side of Indonesia looking to get another break point. And what would you say some of the spots to really look out for this pick would be, Nelly?
Call again?
What would you say for this pick inside the map would be some key spots to look out for?
Well, of course, as a convert, you would pretty much miss on the huge, like in the highs, like at high spacing changes. That's pretty much the whole convert. Like the map itself is quite tolerable with the current BPM, which is not that huge, but not low either. So it's pretty mediocre. So the only thing you will actually rely on is hitting those huge spacings.
Here we go, round 4. Finland trying to get a point on the board. Indonesia wanting to keep this clean streak alive. We've seen early miss from Madoka.
Not very crucial so far.
This is a bit longer pick than what we've seen last map, but Kaguya dropping as well. So it's going to be a slight combo advantage in favor of Indonesia right now, but so far all misses were before that 200 combo mark, so not the end of the world yet. And speaking of that 200 combo mark, there it is, as we're seeing all players getting up to it now.
Oh yeah. Let's see if they can hit those jumps.
Looking about 15,000 point advantage in favor of Indonesia right now, but other than those early misses, not really much to talk about as all players are holding strong.
Oh, Metamara misses.
And with a third of the map already gone, that is the break that Finland needed.
Yeah, just as I mentioned, like the only thing that can, like everyone could miss is those huge spacing changes, which would happen with Neymar, and this is the only one you'll see.
And Kaguya's gonna drop. Same with Suomi. And as soon as Finland found themselves in the lead, they find themselves trailing yet again as that score is increasing for Indonesia as Nidamaru is up to 200 combo.
That's alright, this isn't the only one you'll see, like that kind of KI. The score difference isn't that huge compared to like the previous maps. So again for Finland, they have to take a deep breath and actually rely on Indonesia missing and their Finland players full comboing this despite the early misses and actually move on.
Kaguya, Suomi back up to 200 combo, stopping that bleeding as it's about 45,000 point difference in favor of Indonesia, but there's not much map left to play. Finland's needing a miss, and there it is! A double
at the same time.
And this is what Finland needed to get a point on the board. Can they hold? Suomi, Madoka dropping.
They trade so far. Kaguya misses. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Suomi, Dika, another trade. Oh, that actually might be it. This is that's it. There's no Kiai left or anything like that.
And as soon as Finland finds the breaks that they need, the unfortunate double miss from Kaguya and Suomi just give Indonesia this point right back, and now it's 4-0 in favor of Indonesia.
I only just realized Bob Burger actually sees the map. He actually did. Oh no. That's quite crucial.
Botburger with the double S, but it is not enough. At the end, too, it's tragic. You hate to see it happen. And now the pick is on the side of Indonesia. 4-0 right now. And Finland, I don't know what to say with them. They're needing to find some way to get on the board here. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at a clean sweep.
Oh, yeah, that would be really unfortunate if Finland would be clean sweep by Indonesia, especially on the lower bracket.
And Indonesia with this pick could really go anywhere. And they're going to go with Hidden 2. They're going to close out the Hidden pool. We see some substitutions underway. Botburger Kaguya staying in for Finland. Niitamaru Dika staying in for Indonesia. Just waiting on that third spot to get filled by both sides. We see Soliloquy coming in for Indonesia, just waiting on that third player to come in for Finland. And it is going to be Naksu. So Botburger, Kaguya, Naksu needing to get a point here on the board to stay alive. Otherwise, they're going to be facing match point in an unfavorable position. Niitamaru, Soliloquy, and Dika wanting to get it to match point. The Hidden 2 coming in at a length of just under 2.5 minutes. Approach rate of 8.9. Circle size of 4.5. So, bit slower than Hidden 1, but not by much.
Yeah, that length would be like normally you would see on the rhythm game cabinets. If you're cool, of course.
And here we go, round 5 underway. Will Indonesia be able to make it match point, or will Finland finally get on the board?
Oh boy.
Early miss by Botburger there.
There comes the BPM tempo change right there.
And here we go as the map starts to pick up. All players getting up to 200 combo. Just that early miss. Ooh, Dika dropping. Same with Kaguya. But with that early drop from Botburger, That's going to give advantage to Indonesia. Finland's going to be needing more drops on the side of Indonesia if they want to get back in this. But Noxu is going to drop. Same with Kaguya and Botburger, and Indonesia are going to start running away with this pick as we see Dika getting up to 200 combo.
Yeah, so Oliq and Nanabaro doing a fantastic job as a hit players. Nanabaro, though, finds the first miss here. And so Oliq so far the only full combo here. Dika finds the miss. Oh, never mind. There's not gonna be any full combos, but look at the score difference.
Just that finish side struggling with this pick. And
yeah, that score difference, like, almost guarantee that you will never come back.
Yeah, with less than a fourth of the map to go, with the score difference, there's no way for Finland to come back with this, and it's going to be 5-0 in favor.
Finland, unfortunately.
Yeah. And it's going to be 5-0 in favor of Indonesia match point as that score keeps continuing to grow in favor of Indonesia. And Indonesia is going to make this match point with a commanding victory with Hidden 2.
And probably the last pick is going to be from Finland, so...
And I would not blame Finland if they want to take a timeout here and just compose themselves. It's match point, but they're not out of this yet. We've seen this earlier in group stages when they were facing match point against the Netherlands and had that amazing comeback victory. We've seen it happen once. Will they be able to do it here against Indonesia?
Well, it's completely different map pool, and you have actually stronger opponents, so I don't really think it's gonna happen. At this point, seeing Indonesia not losing a map once at all, and it's 5-0, almost likely, like, it's not gonna be repeated the same as the group stage, as an example. And Finland's desperately picking double time 3 at this point.
And they couldn't get anything with any of the other mod pools, so they're going to double time. We see Botburger, Kaguya, and Suomi still on the side of Finland, Nidamaru, Madoka, and Dika on the side of Indonesia. And unless Finland can hold strong with this pick, we're looking at a clean sweep right now, Nelly.
Yeah, most likely will. Nedamaru and Dika are like really stable double time players. And Madoka as well, he's doing a pretty good job over the roster so far. As for Finland, I can't really name like the potential double time players. Probably Kaguya and Botburger at best. And if you compare with like the tournament performance, Botburger like is the only like, I would say like the most active tournament player from Finland. Meanwhile, Indonesia like probably like in this roster, like in their current roster, I think everyone individually played a few tournaments, I guess. Not mentioning Dika and Lewand, even Netamaru, which they've already won countless batches at this point.
And unfortunately, it looks like Nidamaru was having some issues, and we're going to see Kroneko come in and replace them. And the start command is in round 6. Double time 3. Resurrected replayer. Finland trying to get on the board here to prevent a clean sweep. Indonesia looking to make this a 6-0 match. All players getting up to that 100 combo mark. First break, not really anything to say as we're looking at a 6-way double S so far.
Yeah, the scores are really even, but you'll see like throughout the map, this isn't the only break here. Well, break, the actual break, slow part I mean. Either way, you still need to remain really consistent on this double time. Even though it's kind of like, oh never mind, actually Suomi's first one to miss.
The first fourth of the map is done and out of the way as we see Kaguya and Botberger. Madoka, though, trading one of those misses. But Indonesia still with that commanding combo advantage. So we see Suomi getting up to 200 combo, stopping the bleeding as soon as Kroneko ends up dropping as well. So that combo advantage for Indonesia.
Well, Indonesia itself like in a much better situation than Finland.
Yeah, especially after that drop from
misses is
Botberger.
quite inexcusable, but from Finland's side, like seeing the full miss, like the full team miss from Finland, plus a little bit constant misses, yeah. They're in a really worse situation now.
Dika's still holding on to that double S.
Yeah, I'll honestly really say Dika's like probably memorized the spinners again, as usual for the tournament player. I believe for him the score advantage is on Indonesia's side.
And with Suomi dropping, that score advantage is going to continue growing in favor of Indonesia as there's not much map left to play. Kaguya dropping and
yeah,
that about barring a
it.
disconnect, that about seals the deal for Finland, and their run in the World Cups is going to be done.
Yeah, unfortunately for Finland, their team has got to be the first one to eliminate it from World Cup. It was a really good performance in group stage, but unfortunately, like their miracle ends like after the group stage. I would say that.
Indonesia being led by Dika on that last map with that double S, making it a 6-0 clean sweep against Finland. And as unfortunate as it is, in a tournament there has to be losers, and unfortunately Finland, your tournament run has come to an end. Gave us quite the show though in group stages. That is a casting moment I am never going to forget. And there are your winners, Indonesia.
So this isn't the only match I would assume for today. Yeah, Poland versus Italy in 45 minutes. Another losers bracket, by the way. Well, I mean, losers bracket match. Sorry for my corrections again.
Just pulling up the schedule currently, and we are going to be having Poland versus Italy as our next streamed match coming up here in about 45 minutes from now. So you've seen with our bracket, Indonesia going to be facing China, and next week that's going to be a decent matchup. I'm going to give the edge to China in that one, but Indonesia can pull up the upset. We've seen it happen today earlier with Hong Kong. Well, Nelly, so far, seen some interesting matchups, some shockers, some not so very much shockers. Poland versus Italy. Who do you think's going to win that one?
They faced off against China, which I honestly expected them to play until tiebreaker, seeing the roster probably going to be even, especially in that map pool, like, but unfortunately it's not their day. But I do think like Italy can take against Poland. Probably losing like few points, 1 or 2, but that's probably like at best.
Yeah, I'm gonna predict a 6-2 match in favor of Italy on that one. However, that's in 43 minutes from now. Elux joined with you with Nelly, and we will see you in 43 minutes from now. Get yourself some food, some water, use the bathroom if you need, and we'll be right back.
you around you, next to you. If you find something, don't be panic. You're tainted already, true and true. Show everyone another that's all my body.
When I feel down, I try not to forget and look around. It's a beautiful place. It's not always easy living in this world, but I know it's up to me, and I am never giving up. I swear I'll hold on. I'm holding on, and if It's a beautiful place.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. If you've been away, if you haven't, then nice to see you remained here. I'm JB Hyperion, joined by Snow Leopard for the final game of today in the quarterfinals of the Oscatch World Cup 2021 between Poland and Italy. How are you doing, Snow Leopard?
I'm doing very good. I'm excited to see this match after seeing that Hong Kong match earlier. I feel a lot better about how Poland performed, so I think this one will be pretty interesting.
Yeah, Hong Kong looking pretty unstoppable against China a little earlier today. Not something that everyone necessarily predicted. They looked very strong against Poland last week, but China was considered something a little step up once again, but they looked very strong still. So Poland will hope that they have recovered from that loss and are ready to tackle Italy. Italy also played China in recent memory, so that was the 6-3 victory for China in the round of 16. So they'll be looking to bounce back from that as well. They did pretty well to take quite a few points off of China there. But we're not quite sure if it's China looking a bit weaker or if they're as strong as ever and Italy just performed pretty well there.
Yeah, it's a little hard to say at this point, but what are your predictions for this match, Poland versus Italy?
I think this is an interesting match because both teams are, in theory, very evenly matched. Poland have looked very strong at times and quite weak in others. They looked very strong in their group until they lost that match to Russia that decided the victor of the group. Italy also had a little bit of a kind of shaky group stage. I believe they were second in that group C, with Philippines looking very strong there. But then they looked really quite strong against China, which I don't think anyone expected them to win. But they certainly managed to take 3 points, which was pretty impressive. So both teams have had a few ups and downs, looking to cement that upward trajectory, that momentum going forward.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree with that. And normally for my predictions, I just go with what I put on pick'ems. So for that, I had a 6-1 Italy victory. After
6-1.
seeing that Hong Kong match earlier today, though, honestly, I wish I would have thrown a few more points Poland's way. I thought Poland was, struggling quite a bit with their last match, but yeah, it's looking like it might have just been Hong Kong being unstoppable rather than Poland not doing well.
Yeah, whilst we were discussing the teams and their kind of what's going to happen to them, the picks and bans have already gone across at lightning speed. Italy won the roll and have elected to start with DT1. I'm going to have a quick look. Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much. We can see that Poland banned first and got rid of Hard Rock 2, Night of Nights, the streamy specific pick with some slightly odd stream shapes and patterns. And Italy, for their part, have opted to take Hidden 3 away from Poland. So that's Stellaria.
Yeah, not a surprise to see Italy taking a hidden map away from Poland, especially with having FOB on for a second year. Poland is a very strong force when it comes to hidden.
Yeah, as you said, that approach for 8.5 hidden pick, that convert, something that FOB and I think Poland as a whole, pretty solid hidden team. Italy more favouring the speedier picks of Hard Rock and Double Time, so this is why we're seeing a Double Time pick coming out of them first up. Pretty wise of them to remove a hidden pick from the board, which is exactly what they've done. And it looks like we're going to be getting underway very quickly here with game number 1. Once the players ready up, we've got Kozmit, Lekucheku and Jakubon subbing into beginning for the side of Poland against Kama79, which is Karim, a recent name change, and Sir Waffle and Armour on the side of Italy.
Yeah, Sir Waffle, a new addition to the team this year, but he's been really promising so far, kind of in the off season. So I'm excited to see how he does on the grand stage here. There we are. Everyone's all synced up. Looks like Jakubon had an early miss, and he's missing there again.
A couple more misses from Jakubon, but a miss from Armour as well. Doesn't allow Poland to fall too far behind. There's another miss from Armour. Poland probably going to be taking the lead back here, as everyone else is approaching that 200 combo mark, 2 players from both sides. Armour's really not having a good time here.
Sir Waffle finding a miss as well. Cosmic gonna trade.
Another drop from Leku there as well. Just as Poland take the lead, it looks like it's going to be slipping away from them once again. Cosmic taking another miss there. Just Jacobon and Kama here, still holding on to solid combos above that 200 combo mark. Very narrowly in Italy's favor, about 10,000 points or less right now.
Yeah, a lot of surprising misses so far from both teams. Looks like they're still kind of getting warmed up. And speaking of that, Kame gonna miss as well as Arma.
Yeah, Leku and Cosmic dropping, and Jacobon now dropping as well, so no large combos remaining on the side of Poland, but now there's none remaining on the side of Italy either. We've got Kama and Jacobon dropping again. Players really struggling with this pick. Although this is a specific, it's mapped in a very kind of convert-esque style. Lots of odd slider shapes, lots of kind of interesting transitions and strong dashes between objects that you wouldn't maybe expect. Armor is broken again, so Waffle back up at 100 combo now. Cosmic 200, but Jacobon's going down. The leads trading between the two teams very frequently here coming into the closing stages, and it's anybody's point.
But you're gonna find another miss. Sir Waffle gonna trade, Jacobon trading back. And right at the end here, it looks like it's slipping over to Italy's side.
Yeah, very narrow victory in the end there for Italy of just under 30,000 points. That one could easily have gone either way. Both teams, and in fact all players really, having their moments of struggling just a little bit throughout. It's good that Italy managed to take that one. It's a good 400 near combo from Kame. Arma never managing to quite get up to 200 combo was a little bit of a drain on the score, but thankfully Jacobon also did not have a good time at the beginning end of that one. So Italy will take their first point. They secure that one. 1-0 Poland to pick next.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Arma dropping so much there, but after seeing everyone else drop, yeah, I think it's just the map was really tricky and everyone's struggling a bit there. We are going to see Poland taking Hidden 1. Not a huge surprise seeing Poland take Hidden.
Yeah, absolutely understandable. Italy, as you said, definitely the team favouring the speedier picks. Poland, for their part, pretty good hard rock players, but Hidden is definitely one of their strengths. No surprise to see them. And Bob going to be coming in here, waiting to see who Italy's third player is going to be swapping in for Sir Waffle.
For those of you that didn't tune in last year for CBC, fun fact, Bob joined the Poland team for the first time last year, and he was one of, I believe, 2 4-digit global rank players that were in CWC that year, both of which performed very well. Bob has since shot up way in rank.
So I'm going to attempt to do some recollection of 4-digit player tournament. Was Love Mathboy from Singapore the other one?
Correct, yep.
Still got it, man.
Yeah, both of them surprisingly strong for what their rank was, and I believe both of them have shot up quite a bit in global ranks since then into the upper hundreds. Or
Yeah,
the lower
that's
hundreds.
probably in no small part contributing to Poland's entry as a top-seeded team this year. The first time I think that they have been in that top-seeded spot.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what they're going to do this year. I think they have a pretty good shot at it. They're definitely not, like one of the main favorite teams to win, like South Korea or China or Hong Kong. But despite that, I think they can still do a lot of good things here and get pretty far.
Yeah, Poland's problem is that they lost out very early on in that group stage by the tiny margin, and they gave themselves an immediate harder draw, being second in their group, facing off against Hong Kong, that straight away put them in the losers bracket. So it's going to be a bit of a tough fight for them back up through the losers bracket to secure a position at the top. But it all starts here. Remember, this is a losers bracket match, so whoever is defeated will be seeing their last appearance in the tournament for 2021.
Absolutely, yeah. So it'll kind of be surprising to see either of these teams go down at this stage of the game. You'd expect both of them to go a little bit farther, but like you said, one of them has to lose today. The question is, which one will it be? See, Fob finding very early misses there.
Maybe just a little bit of a warm-up rust. Armor is going to find a drop that is going to very quickly swing the lead back into Poland's favour. Early misses, not hugely problematic. It's those misses at or close to 200 combo which really impact your score. Armor just undershooting one of those doubles there, and Sakhalin is going to do the same.
Bobber's going to fall, but those misses from Italy earlier are going to matter a lot more.
Yeah, Kama going to find a drop now, so no combos remaining on the side of Italy. Effectively 2 full combos if you discount the very early miss from Fob on the side of Poland. Poland steadily building up a lead here as we come about a quarter of the way into the map. Armor and Sakhalin going to be approaching that 200 combo very soon as Bobber's going to drop. That's going to shorten the gap slightly, bring Poland slightly back in towards Italy. Everyone on Italy now at that 200 combo mark as Leku is going to drop. That is going to very quickly. No, that's not. Armor is going to trade. Armor's going to trade. Italy still reeling in Poland very slowly whilst Bobber catches back up to a 200 combo, but that is going to increase things further. Another miss there on those little quick wiggles. It's going to be very close by the time Bobber is back up at 200 combo, if not in Italy's favor.
Yeah, Poland keeps getting these small advantages and then just barely letting it slip away. Although Kami's going to drop, and that's going to help him back out.
There's a lot of misses there, though. Everyone except Leku and Armor dropping there, so double miss on both sides. Leku at 200 combo, Armor doing the same. Everyone else pretty much doing the same thing, same combo, same score. Score difference sitting at about 15 to 20,000 right now with just under half of the map to go.
Going to get back into some of those fast wiggling sections. And we see Kami first one to drop. Sakhalin following shortly after.
Yeah, starting to struggle. Italy are a little bit on these kind of hyper dashes on the beginning of sliders. Bobber's going to miss right before the break, but in the break the teams are going to see who's got the advantage, who holds the combo. Poland know they have a pretty sizable advantage here, about 80,000 points, with a third of the map still to go. They have 2 combos in hand, only 1 Armor's on the side of Italy. They're still extending their advantage, and we're going to see if they can continue this through for the remaining about 30 seconds of the map as Bob drops and Bobber reeling in Poland now.
Bob going to be dropping again, and Bobber dropping again as well. Italy quickly catching up to that score lead.
There is going to be enough left in the map here if there's no further misses. The score is going to flick over to Italy now. Very little left in the map. We need to see a miss from Italy here to give Poland that point, or it is going to be a break. Italy are coming on real strong here at the end. But that's a lot of misses, but there's more misses from Poland than there are for Italy. Sakhalin going to drop there right at the end, but I don't think that alone is going to be enough.
Going to come down to these final wiggles. Sakhalin dropping again and again.
There's a lot more misses from Sakhalin there. It's going to be so close. Leku's going to trade. It is just going to go over to Italy. It's a break point. First up, Poland losing on Hidden. Wow.
Yeah, that was a really close one. Came down to just slightly over 2,000. Very easily could have won either way at the end there.
Yeah, a little nervous. Sakhalin had quite a lot of drops there at the end. But wow. Italy clutching that one out, as you said, by just 2,000 points. Poland got to be feeling pretty upset. They would have thought that Hidden was a fairly comfortable kind of start off for them, something to settle the nerves, start off strong, get some points on the board. Italy are going to give them no time to stew on that, though. They're going to go for Hard Rock now. Pop Shove It. This is Hard Rock 3, so this is a converted difficulty.
Yeah, perhaps this one will go a little bit better for Kame. We saw earlier in chat, he was saying he wasn't really happy about how he played, and that in practice he had like 50 to 60,000 more score on average. So perhaps some tournament nerves coming into this match.
Yeah, if you're going to have tournament nerves, the knockout stage in the losers bracket against an equally matched team is unfortunately not the place that you want to have them. It all rests on this. And unfortunately, the loser will have to go home, as you said. Neither of these teams we would really have expected to be going home at this stage. Poland have a 5th to 6th place finish, although that was quite a way ago now in 2015. They've had regular appearances, regular wins in the knockout stage in 2018 and 2016. Italy, for their part, were 4th in 2020, so they have a more impressive recent record. But until then, they had quite a few group stage exits. But yeah, one of these two teams is going to go home, and right now, Italy have all the momentum going forward, taking that break point, leading 2-0.
Yeah, definitely advantage going to Italy so far. We're going to see Trellingor coming in for the first map of the match for him.
And on Poland's side, Cosmic making an appearance in that third Poland slot. Both teams seemingly fairly content to just swap one player in and out each time. No full roster switches decided upon at this point.
Really pulling out the tried and true Karima 79 combo, Karim and Arma.
Yeah, there has been quite a few times in the past where Italy have really been considered just the Karim and Arma show, and it's been desperation to find a third player to really kind of carry with them throughout the harder stages of the tournament. But they have improved significantly. They're kind of 3rd to 6th players in recent years, and they're doing very well, very admirable thus far.
Yeah, Trellingor and Vito, 2 of those newer players to the team. I believe they joined in last year, at least for Trellingor. I don't remember if Vito had played previously, and they've been doing really well so far.
I'm pretty sure Vito was in at least 2020's World Cup, and speaking of him, I'm kind of confused as to why he's not playing this. Like, hidden hard rock converts are really his jam. He's very experienced hidden hard rock convert player, but clearly on this map in practice, Italy just deciding that Trellingor is slightly ahead, and so he's going to get the nod.
We can definitely tell that Italy has been practicing and keeping track of how well each player is doing on each map, with Karim being able to just off the top of his head remember what his average score was on the previous map.
Vito telling me in chat that they're at work, so that's why they're not participating. I am very sorry. Enjoy work.
That is unfortunate.
Cosmic going to be the first to drop here for Poland. Not exactly what they were looking forward to. Italy going to be starting to build that advantage as we come to 1/3 distance. We have a nice little calm-ish section here, which is a bit of a bait, and Trellingor is going to fall for the bait, but Leku is going to trade as well. The problem in this difficulty is not that there are any huge spikes in difficulty, but that the beat map's difficulty regularly shifts between, like, now I'm difficult and now I'm easy and the movement is small, and all of a sudden there's a big jump. And it just regularly switches backwards and forwards over and over and over again. And players are being caught out here when the calm section is very intense. Cosmic and Kame are going to fall there.
And we've seen that with quite a few maps so far in this pool, and Arma and Cosmic are going to get caught out again. Almost the exact same spot.
Yeah, Leku and Trellingor both back up to 200 combo. Kame going to do the same very soon. Italy is still going to have the lead, but it's going to be narrow with 1/3 of the map still to go. And it really depends on Arma missing here, and Cosmic once again trades. I was going to say, when one team misses and the other one doesn't immediately trade, that seems to have been a little bit of a feature of this pick so far. Leku going to drop now, and there doesn't look like there's going to be another miss from Italy here. They will be extending that lead with about 30 seconds left to go in the map.
Yeah, so far this match, Poland's been having this issue where every time they get an advantage, they just let it slip away. Leku gonna be falling again. Trellingor is gonna trade this one though.
Yeah, those two misses at pretty much the exact same spot. Not much left in the map now, and it's not going to be a huge victory, but it is going to be another point for Italy unless there's a miss right at the end here. Excellent play from Jacobon, looking like he's going to secure that double S, but it is not going to be enough. Arma going to drop here, but that alone isn't going to be enough. And that is going to be a victory for Italy with the false finish there at the end of about 43,000 points. So it's 3-0, another victory on point for Italy. Poland have the pick next, and they better make sure that whatever they pick next is a winner, because they need to get on the board and they need to do so now.
Yeah, like you pointed out, Jacobon with the impressive SS there, only one with full combo as well in the lobby. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. There's enough misses traded back and forth. A couple extra on the side of Poland.
Yeah, Leku and Cosmic did have the problem of those misses being quite spaced out as well. Kame with just that one miss right in the beginning. Trellingor with just the 2 misses. So it will be a point for Italy, and we're going to wait and see. Boba's saying we're going to take the tactical timeout, so they'll have 2 minutes as normal to select their next pick, and if they exceed that 2 minutes, they will be given their one and only tactical timeout, which gives them another 2 minutes. If they do manage to pick within the 2 minutes, then they will retain that timeout.
Yeah, we saw that in play earlier with the Hong Kong versus China map, where China was having some issues with Dusk, and they preemptively called that timeout, but we're able to get them back in time, so we're able to retain that.
So, assuming they won that Hidden 1 pick, you'd be almost convinced that Poland would be very comfortable taking Hidden 2 here, but maybe they're feeling Italy a bit stronger on Hidden than their predictions kind of maybe were. They got 1 hard rock and 2 double times left, which they have lost on both of those mods. Italy picked those up and won both times. They could go for no mod. There's 5 no mod picks available, but they think they'll be very evenly matched on that no mod pool, so it's a little bit of a risk. You can probably tell why Poland have elected that they're probably going to need their tactical timeout here. There is no obvious pick anymore that screams, please pick me if you want to point, and there it is, the ref Walter Toro electing, giving Poland their extra 2 minutes, so they have taken their tactical timeout. That is their one and only for this match. Italy, of course, will have a tactical timeout later for themselves if they need it.
Yeah, like you mentioned, no real obvious pick here. And also, yeah, you mentioned normally we would expect them to be going Hidden here and be pretty comfortable with that. They are going to go Hidden. But yeah, as you can tell, definitely had to think it over. Weren't entirely sure if they wanted to go for it. They are going to give it a shot, though.
Yeah, in the end, Poland deciding to stick with their guns. Stick with what they're best at. I mean, they did only lose Hidden 1 by just under 2,000 points, so it certainly wasn't that they performed bad. I think they just underestimated Italy's performance on that mod a little bit. But they decide that Hidden is our best option, so we're going to stick with it to try and get a point on the board here. If Italy can get another break point here, this will be devastating for Poland, because their 2 most comfortable picks will have been break points. And then it'll really be a struggle for them to decide where to go next.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's one of Italy's biggest improvements from last year is they've gotten a little better on some of their off picks, so like Hidden, for example. They're looking a bit stronger than in previous years, trying to get a more well-rounded team going.
I'm not sure if this is some mind games coming out in the chat here. Cam is saying, Poland, do you guys have FCs on the map? I'm kind of curious. Maybe thinking that they're picking this not because it's their strongest pick, but because they just feel they'll do less bad than Italy. Karim saying his best is 98%. So we could see quite a few drops here based on the mind games going on in the player chat right now.
Absolutely, yeah. That's definitely a very valid strategy. If you know the enemy team is stronger than you in a head-to-head fight on comfortable mods, but you can do better on a different mod, even if you're not going to do well. That's plenty fine. You just got to take the win. It doesn't matter by how many points.
Yes, for all intents and purposes, a win by 1 point is the same as a win by 1,000,000. So it is going to be him, our Hidden 2 pick, coming out for game number 4. Italy currently leading 3-0. Boba's going to see an early miss for Poland here. I'm just going to give Italy the early advantage.
Facklin is going to be trading that a little bit later. And that's going to be a slight advantage to Poland once they get up to combo, assuming no misses.
Yeah, there you can see the lead now, tipping into Poland's favour. I don't think anyone elected to wiggle that little buzz slider zigzag there. We have seen a few people wiggling and most people stacking. Just choosing to position their catcher in the middle of that stack rather than trying to wiggle at the rather odd approach rate of 8.9, just a tiny bit slower than you'd maybe be comfortable with.
Yeah, I was going to mention that earlier, that AR 8.9, very odd AR, it's just barely not comfortable. You're going to see Bobber and Kame dropping, and Arma as well.
Yeah, several misses from Bobber, traded with Kame there, but Arma is going to drop as well. Fob going to drop now too, just Leku holding for Poland. no real combos on the side of Italy as everyone else is falling all around, but Leku holding strong, halfway, double S. Almost no combos to be found. Leku is finally going to drop, but has built up a very healthy lead of about 60,000 points for Team Poland here. Can they hold on? Boba's HP going down to failing. Good job they're all playing with no fail right now, but he is really not having a good time with these wiggles now.
Yeah, these wiggles with such a low AR, very brutal for Hidden.
We got Kama down at 95%, Armor at 97, Sakhalin currently leading for Italy with 98, Fob with just that one miss, and Leku with one miss I believe as well. Fob, few more misses now, gonna go fall down. Poland aren't having the best time of this map at all, but Italy are having a real stinker of the Hidden 2 here.
Yeah, this definitely seems like the strategy we predicted earlier where neither team was confident on that, but Poland was like, well, we can at least get a little bit of combo going and squeak out a win.
It is going to be a very convincing, is not quite the word I would go for. I mean, by the scoreline it looks convincing, but Poland would probably have struggled on that pick against most other teams. The Hidden 2 is certainly the lesser of all the evils available here, and it is going to be about a 200,000 point victory here. They're first on the board. Italy did not like that one bit, but it is actually Boba of Darkness who really struggled the most. Almost 100 misses there. Really struggled in that 1/3 anti-flow section in the middle there.
Yeah,
and there we have why is Hidden a mod coming out of Karim there.
I personally would agree, but yeah. It's a beast. Some people are for it, some people aren't. Probably the biggest division in Oskatch.
I think we can justify in that lobby that 25 misses was really close to FC.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So this is where it gets interesting because Poland wanting to get rid of get Hidden, they've done so, one apiece. Italy preferring the speed picks of Hard Rock and Double Time, and they have 3 available to them. The first of which they're going to turn to is Resurrected Replayer Double Time 3.
I think that may have been an incorrect thing on the client earlier. It looked like Double Time 1 was also highlighted there earlier. But I believe you're correct, it has not been played yet.
Double Time 1 was the first pick, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Abra.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it was Italy's first pick. So Italy jumping from Double Time to Hard Rock and now back to Double Time once again. So Waffle coming in for Italy. Again, swapping just that one player and keeping Kama and Armor locked into those other 2 slots. Cosmit's going to be making a return, and Niam making their first appearance in the match for Poland. Leku doing a sterling job so far, is going to anchor himself in that first slot for Team Poland. Why swap out a player when they're performing that well?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're seeing Sir Waffle coming in, and I believe Niam is, or Niam, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to say that, is a new addition to the Poland team this year. Yeah, it looks like he's swapping in for Verdi this year.
Yeah, so just that one change to Poland's roster from the previous year. So we're going to get quite a calm intro here for about the first 160 notes. Haven't seen too many misses here, and then we'll get a break, but Kame is going to be the first to drop. There's a break after that 150, 160 object combo kind of mark, where the players and the teams will be able to see each other's scores. So in theory, Poland will know they have a slight advantage going through into the rest of the map, but the map gets significantly more difficult after this intro, so I don't think they should feel that they have any kind of significant advantage.
Yeah, you can never count Italy out when it comes to Double Time. This is the mod that they're known for, especially with that Kerm and Arma combo. We have seen Kame Struggling a bit though so far this match. He's gonna find another drop and trade it with Leku.
Yeah, very little to choose between the two teams. That advantage not as big as it maybe could have been. Cosmic gonna drop now, is gonna give Italy the lead. 2 double S's still from Armor and Sawaffle on the side of Italy. Niam the only SS on the side of Poland. Armor's gonna find a drop though. Cosmic back up to 200 combo now, and Poland are gonna take the lead.
Yeah, we can see Niam dropped a droplet earlier, but did not lose his combo. And Sir Waffle has also dropped a droplet now, so it's just 2 FCs, no more SSs.
Yeah, that one droplet miss not going to make too much of a difference in the grand scheme of things. That miss from Armor, though, about a 100 combo go, is Poland very slowly eking out more and more of the lead here. Just under half the map to go. It's going to take a little while for Armor to get back up to 200 combo, but progressing nicely. Score difference is about 30,000 at this stage. We're in a little bit of a calmer section.
Yeah, 30,000 going to come out to just about 1 miss, fully capitalized on. Perhaps a little less actually, double time. So pretty small lead.
All players managing these strong dashes after slowly winding streams. Okay, not being caught out. Dash is becoming a little bit thicker, faster, more frequent now. So Waffle is going to drop there though, and Niam and Cosmic are going to trade though. Italy are going to come back here.
Yeah, those are the drops that Italy was looking for. This score is slowly going back their way. Cosmic going to be finding a few more drops here as well.
Several drops there from Cosmic and Niam as well. Italy clutching it back from behind once again, and they're going to take another point, this time to 4-1.
Yeah, we have it again. Poland having the advantage there, possibly going to steal a point, and then at the very end just losing it out. Not quite stable enough to hold it all the way to the win.
Yeah, Cosmic started to struggle a little bit towards the end there after performing really well for the first 3 quarters of the map. And unfortunately, Italy just stealing that one out from underneath Poland. A breakpoint there would have been really helpful for them, but it is going to be 4-1 Italy now, and Poland have no hidden left to pick. They've lost on Hard Rock, they've lost on Double Time. There's a whole no-mod pool available, but I don't imagine they'll feel hugely confident against Italy on that. It's been a match of narrow margins so far, but very few of the kind of coin flip moments have gone Poland's way.
They are going to be going Hard Rock 1, which is surprising. I can't remember the previous match, but I don't think in Hong Kong, China, Nomad was played at all either. Actually, we might have had Nomad 3. But yeah, Nomad been avoided quite a bit so far this stage. Everyone wants to play each other on mods.
Whilst Italy are a really good speed team, I think Poland have more of a chance of beating them on a hard rock pick than they do on a double time pick. So I do like this from Poland. It's probably their next best option after Hidden has been used up. You got to imagine that Italy will pick the remaining double time DT2 after this. So if Poland lose here, then it's likely going to be 6-1 unless they can pull something out. But if both teams win their picks here, we're looking at 5-2, and Poland are going to have to repeatedly win from the no-mod pool to get themselves back towards a tiebreaker.
Yeah, Poland not completely out yet, but not looking good either. Kind of got themselves backed into a bit of a rough corner here. They really need this point to keep themselves alive, though.
A little bit of an endurance test now, 4 minutes coming up. Not sure that an endurance test favours the more nervous team in this instance, but Poland clearly feeling that this is their best option. Armor, once again, repeating the pattern we've seen earlier in the match of Italy falling behind a little bit at the start, and then they've traditionally come back towards the end. Not sure if we'll see that again as all other players make it towards that 200 combo mark. Poland still building an advantage. Jakubon going to drop now, so Italy will take the lead back.
Yeah, like you said, interesting to see a 4-minute map picked here, as Italy has been doing a lot better in the endurance department.
That is going to be a double miss from Italy though. Kame and Sawafel going down. Jakubon still building their way back up to 200 combo, but Boba and Leku both still holding on to that double S, looking really nice so far. No full combos left on the side of Italy. It's going to be a while before all of Italy are back at 200 combo as Jakubon is now, so they're really cranking out that score difference.
Yeah, Poland once again getting a bit of an early lead. Hopefully they can hold on to it this time. Lehu gonna fall right as the other two Italy players get up to 200 combo.
Yeah, score difference about 30,000, and it's going to be shrinking whilst Leku's going back up towards 200 combo. Another miss there is going to hasten the reduction in the score, but Kame is going to trade, keeping things a little bit more even. Only about 15,000 points in it right now. Leku going to drop once again though. Again, score difference teetering back towards Italy.
Yeah, with that last drop, that's going to get it real close to even by the time everyone gets up to combo.
I think Poland are still just about going to clutch this in terms of score difference once Leku's back at 200 combo, but we're only halfway through the map, still lots to go. Everyone else has rebuilt nicely. Kame now back at 200 combo as well. Boba still holding on to that FC with just a single droplet miss thus far. Armor, no droplet misses, but one early combo break.
Everybody holding on for dear life as we have about a third of the map left and score very close. And into a bit of a solo section with some fast wiggles and hypers, and Jakubon's going to get caught out.
Yeah, just not quite twisting that stream at the correct timing. Going to be dropping down there, moving a little bit too early, giving Italy the advantage.
There's still about a quarter of the map left, but seeing Italy pull the lead towards the end is not a good sign.
Armor going to go down though. That's going to give Poland the lead, and that miss from Sawafel is going to give them it back even quicker. Jakubon now back at 200 combo, perfectly placed for Poland to take advantage here. Only about 30 seconds left to go. They just need to hold on and they can secure a second point.
Yeah, this is Poland's shot here and they need to take it.
Everything looking pretty stable so far. Coming into the final section now, Armor. Sawafel back at 200 combo, but the score difference is just too big for Poland here. It's going to take several misses to eliminate this gap, but I don't think it's going to be. Coming into the final section now. Everyone's still holding strong, looking really, really good. Poland going to be keeping this one, securing a second point. Their gamble does pay off.
Oh, I'm going to fall right
at the end there for Armor, yeah, as you said. But it is going to be not changing anything. Poland would have taken that one anyway. They secure the victory by a little under 50,000 points. And they can think to themselves, well, okay, Hidden's gone, Hard Rock's gone, the two mods that we won on, but now with next pick we have to go to something different once again. It doesn't buy them much respite, but it is keeping them in the match.
Yeah, and it does give them a little bit of protection against this next pick that we can assume is most likely going to be double time from Italy. Even if they lose on that, they're not quite out of it yet. It is going to be a big fight of Nomad back and forth to finish out this match, though. Boba redeeming himself a little bit there.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say, no misses, just that one droplet miss there from Boba. Excellently played. Leading from the front.
Oh, interesting. Italy's going to go Nomad 5. They're leaving that double time pick. I wonder if they're going to wait until they're at match point and then take that as their kind of secret weapon to secure the win.
That is a nice coup de grace left over the head of Poland, knowing that we only need to win one more thing and then we've got this double time pick left over to secure it out. So it does put a little bit of extra pressure on Poland, but if Poland can secure a break point here, it relieves a lot of the pressure and it puts the momentum all back in Poland's court. So this is a little bit of a gamble here from Italy. I kind of like it, but it does have some potential to backfire.
Absolutely, yeah. Poland taking a break point here would be incredibly good for them. That double time pick lingering over their heads is not going to be fun once Italy gets to their next point. Italy team not super happy with their hard rock performance so far.
Well, they won't have to play any more hard rock, whether they were happy with it or not in this match, because the pool has been removed entirely. Going to be getting underway now with game number 7. This is Italy's pick, no mod 5, Subaki. Currently leading 4 points to 2. They got 1 double time pick still available, which you think they would use to get to match point or to secure the victory when they were on match point. But they got to get there first. The whole of the no mod pool is still available. This is going to be our first delve into that pool of 4 other picks beside this one.
I feel like I've said this already on a previous map, but this pick, again, very important for Poland to win here.
Lots of misses on those little buzz slider wiggles there. 2 for Poland, only 1 for Italy. Italy taking the early advantage. Armor, Cam, Leku holding strong. Armor's going to go down though, as well as Trollingor, Jacobon, and Bobber. Just Leku and Cam holding now. Everyone turning around nicely on those really anti-flowing sliders. Bobber going to go down on those little vertical buzz sliders. The little stair patterns there. Still Kama versus Leku here. 300 combo, double S for both players. Jacobon back at 200 combo. Armor, Trollingor goes down right as they're about to get to 200 combo. Kama goes down. Leku carries on. 400 combo now. Carrying Poland to a score advantage, which could be crucial. Finally goes down, but there's many misses all over the place. No full combos, no large combos remaining. And it is still Poland in the combo advantage by the narrowest of margins. They're very, very slowly building out that lead through this Karma section still.
Yeah, Bobber and Trollingor are leading each team respectively here, trying to hold on to that 200 combo while their teammates recover. Bobber gonna fall though.
Yeah, you can see the irritation there from Bobber. It's going to drop again there. Just wiggling the plate to show frustration, and that second miss could be crucial. We've seen some really close scores. I'm not so sure I would have vented my frustration there when the map is still ongoing. Italy going to be taking this one towards the lead now, and it's very small still. Whilst Bobber catches up, they're going to be extending that lead a little bit more. Ooh, Jacobon just not wiggling that little sticking out slider at all. Trollingor going to trade. It's very, very narrow still. 3 more misses, 2 from Poland. Trollingor goes down as well. Armor and Cam are still holding. Leku again building that combo back up. Italy are building the combo back up further. And this one is also going to be a victory for Italy, I believe.
Yeah, at this point they're running out of time for any misses to matter. And we're going to see Italy securing match point.
Leku with the 1 miss again, looking really strong, but unfortunately Bobber just not quite able to keep up with the rest of Team Poland. And you can see here from the chat there, not happy with his performance one bit. Italy are at match point, but it is Poland to pick next. They have to win 3 points in a row, 2 of their own picks and 1 break point. They're going to stick with no mod. They're going to go no mod 3. Reunion. Lots of long sliders, hyper dash sliders.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Bobber stays in for this next pick. He's been really hit or miss this match, going from a lot of misses to the only FC in the lobby, I believe, for that previous map.
So as captain, Bobber will have the decision here. It looks like he's going to put Fob and Niam in, opting to remove himself, clearly just not happy with his performance there.
Yeah, and that might be the better move if he's feeling this frustration now. You mentioned earlier he was wiggling to show his frustration and found an extra miss there, which definitely not what you need in a tense situation like this. You need people who are calm and collected and ready to play their best. Italy's going to be using their timeout though. Trollingor not battling just in this match, but battling the sun itself. So he's trying to get that glare off of his monitor so he can play his next pick.
If you're going to win in style.
Absolutely. So Poland fans memeing in chat. Poland always well known for their good spirits and having some good jokes.
They're not out of it yet. As I said, they got to win 3 games to force a tiebreaker, but it is still active. There is still a chance. Italy, for their part, need 1 point.
Trollingord figuring out that he can't battle the sun. That is just one fight he's not going to win.
Looks like Italy ready to go.
Yeah, Italy's saying they're ready to go just seconds before the timeout counter started, so I'm not entirely sure how Walter's going to take that. I would imagine that they will retain their timeout, since the message did get in there before he started the timer, but...
If Italy get a break point here, it might not matter, but hopefully that doesn't come to be pivotal later on. So here we go, game number 8. Italy fighting for the victory. Poland fighting for their very survival in the 2021 Catch World Cup here. Reminder, this is a loser's bracket encounter. The defeated party will be playing no further path. We will have to sadly say goodbye to them. The only difference between the two teams is a droplet slipping off the side of Fob's plate very early on here. There's going to be a miss there from Fob and Armor just before that little wiggling buzz slider. No real difference between the two teams yet.
Taking a quick peek at the bracket to see who the winner will be playing next. And it looks like whoever wins this will be playing the winner of the Philippines versus Russia match.
Yeah, another excellent match that's going to be going on tomorrow and I feel could be very close. Trollingor's going to see a drop here that gives Poland the advantage. Coming up to halfway, everyone else holding well. Armor and Fob have recovered nicely. Leku, Niam and Kame all holding on to full combos still. Niam with that double S. Some wiggling streams, some odd shapes. Niam's going to go down, just slightly overshooting that little vertical pattern there, which brings things right back, possibly into Italy's favour. Very narrow. Leku going to go down there though. It's definitely going to swing things in Italy's favour with only a quarter of the map still to go. Niam's going to drop once again. Italy, Kame's going to drop, Kame's going to go down, but Italy have built up a little bit of a lead. It's going to be a long time before Leku and Niam have built those combos back up, especially now that Niam has dropped once again. Armor's going to go down, but it's not enough, I don't believe. Italy just edging their way, miss by miss on the side of Poland, to a victory. inexorably drawing out that game, and it is going to be a 6th point, a match to Italy. They secure another break point and the victory here, 6-2 over Poland in this quarterfinal match. Leku with the 1 miss and Fob as well, just not quite able to secure that FC. Trollingor and Kame also with 1 miss, but it was just unfortunately Niam just falling towards the wayside at the end there with those 6 misses that decided the match. So good game to both teams, well played, and congratulations to Italy on surviving.
Yeah, definitely a very well played match there. Poland, despite the score being 6-2, Poland played very well. There's a lot of maps there that came down very close to the end. Unfortunately for Poland, Italy does take the win. And
Yeah,
Poland
when you lose 6-2, but I think you lose one of your first maps by 2,000 points, and you kind of come through and win on a pick that neither team thought they were very confident in. I think a lot of those points could have gone Poland's way, and they'll consider themselves just a little bit unlucky, but no credit taken away from Italy at all. They did perform very, very well, and will have more competition remaining in the tournament as we proceed. So well done and good luck to them in their future matches. Poland, for their part, performed really well. They've looked very strong in the early stages of the tournament as that top seed, but unfortunately have not quite scaled as well as they maybe would have wanted in this year's tournament. So they'll be back again next year, I'm sure, and be participating in some more fruit catching, but it will be it for them. Italy advancing in that losers bracket. You can see our previous matches to the left. Indonesia being victorious 6-0 over Finland, and Hong Kong with a very impressive performance 6-1 over China.
Yeah, so coming up tomorrow, we're going to first see Korea versus Chile, followed by the next 4 matches: Canada versus Taiwan, Australia versus Germany, Philippines versus Russia, and USA versus France.
Yeah, those first 2 matches, Korea, Chile, and Canada, Taiwan, are going to be in about 9 hours from now. So in the middle of the night, if you're European, or early mornings for the Asia representatives, and you might be able to stay up and watch some. For the fellow Americans, such as yourself, Snow, I'm sure you'll be tuning into that one. I probably won't be able to watch, but I hope it'll be an excellent match all the same.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I can tune into them. Those first ones are going to be a little bit early, but certainly the following ones I'll be able to catch.
So that will conclude our stream for today. 9 hours from now, as we said, is our next match, so we're going to obviously end the stream here. We'd love to let you listen to 9 hours of our wonderful featured artists, but unfortunately we're not going to do that. We're going to let you go get some rest, get some food, get some drink. Go outside if it's a nice day, catch some fruit in real life, and stay healthy. And we'll see you all very soon again for some more fruit catching. Before you go, do make sure to follow us on the Twitch channel, of course, and you get notified when we go live, and Twitter as well. That's Osu Live. And of course, banners, if you want to support your your quarterfinals and your round of 16 teams, everyone who is still participating in the tournament, please feel free to swing by the store where our fabulous Snow Leopard is modeling the banners. How do they look on your profile?
Oh, they look absolutely fabulous. Yeah. Really cheap to pick up, goes in towards the prize pool and helps support your favorite team right up from your profile page. Hard to ask for more than that.
So we'll be concluding then. Again, thank you everyone so much for watching. We'll see you again in a little over 9 hours for Korea versus Chile when the stream will be back up. Please have a wonderful day, night, or morning if it's turned over to Sunday for you. Thank you so much for watching. From myself, JB Hyperion, and from Snow Leopard, thank you for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.
Take care.